All right, everybody, what's happening? Hey, good morning. It's Monday. Oy vey. Man, I don't know about you, meaning Fred and Jackie and Robin, but I could not get out of bed this morning. And I went to bed early. I didn't watch the game. I didn't watch the World Series. You know that they're saying that aside from New York, most people are not watching the World Series. The ratings have been incredibly low.
Really?
Yeah. I'm thinking like everybody's caught up in this. No one's caught up in it. In fact, whenever the Yankees are in a World Series, which has been numerous times, the ratings in general are low around the rest of the country. People are not interested in New York teams.
I think they're not interested in the Yankees.
They're not. Well, if they hate them, then they hate the Mets too, I guess.
I think they like the Mets to win because the Yankees usually keep their teams out.
Yeah, but why the lack of interest? If you're a baseball fan, don't you want to watch the World Series?
You would think.
Especially an unusual World Series where it's a Subway Series.
Yeah, but I think what Fred is saying is it's always the foregone conclusion that the Yankees will win. So
Right.
what's the suspense? There's nothing to watch.
I don't know. By the way, I don't...
Same with the Olympics, if you've already known the results.
No, come on. That's ridiculous.
Same thing.
You don't know the results.
You do.
No,
The
you
Yankees
don't.
are expected to win.
Now all of a sudden you know the Yankees are expected to win.
The Yankees, weren't they the favorites?
By very little. It was a close match.
They always win. They're always there.
No.
And people hate them.
Robin after two games.
She's the worst kind of fan.
No.
I came in this morning, she's already ranting. She goes, I got to become a Yankee fan. And I go, why? She goes, because the Mets suck. Those wimps couldn't even hit Clemens last night. I mean, she was really angry.
Right.
I said,
She's
oh, my
upset.
God, what kind of fan are you?
She takes it to heart.
No, it's very silly that Mike Piazza. You didn't see.
I saw the bat.
Clemens.
I saw that.
Okay, Roger Clemens throws the bat toward Mike Piazza, and he waits for the umpire to come out before he starts charging toward him. Make sure there's somebody to get between them.
But that's not his nature. He's never been. He's just not a.
He's a sissy. You're right, Fred. Thank you.
He had every reason to beat that guy.
Even the announcer said, wasn't he incredibly controlled?
Have you heard Clemens' explanation?
No.
Which is the most bizarre thing in the world. No. He said that the bat was broken, and he was merely tossing it over to the on-deck circle where the Yankees bat boy would be waiting for it.
He didn't
Right.
even see it, Mike.
He hurled it like a madman.
He said he had no idea Piazza would be headed down the base.
Who knew he'd be running toward first base?
No, you're being Robin because you're so Robin today because you're acting like, it was a foregone conclusion. The Yankees are going to win. It's not.
No, in the minds
No.
of people, the Yankees always win.
Really?
They're not a liked team.
Robert, I'm not going to insult you, but this is a lot like when you play the Mike Walker game.
Yeah, and you get it wrong.
You
and then
always
go-
knew the answer.
Yeah.
It's not saying I know the Yankees will win.
Yeah.
The Yankees have won 25 World Series.
Well, there's Robin's opinion, but I got to tell you something. The rest of the country is not obsessed with this. But in New York, the ratings were very high.
Incredible. That's right.
You know what I don't understand? You're right, because it is sort of special and it's different. I know it's two New York teams, but why would the rest of the country watch, say, Toronto play St. Louis?
Right, because if you're a baseball fan, I'm talking about baseball fans.
You want to watch the World Series.
You watch a World Series. But I'll tell you, they say...
yourself have said the Yankees are not a popular World Series team.
Yeah, I guess that's what the ratings show. I don't know why. Because to me, what's so strange about it is that if when you're a fan, you watch these games. Now, one of the conclusions they've drawn in general, the reason why baseball viewing is down, is that the games are so goddamn long. Now, Saturday night, I watched that whole game.
The whole
And
thing?
it was the
The whole
longest
thing.
game in history.
Did you watch it? You were at
I was there.
Did you stay?
I took Jackson with me. We left at the bottom of the ninth inning. It was midnight.
Oh.
And what was I going to do? It was midnight.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was up till 2 in the morning Saturday.
Yeah. That's how long you have to stay up to watch these games.
A couple of friends came over, watched the game. I couldn't turn it off.
That's what somebody said to me. You don't invite people over because you can't get rid of them.
You can't get rid of them. You cannot get rid of them.
At 108, did you just tell everyone to leave? No, the game ended at 108.
No, well, one of my friends said, all right, I'll get up and make the move right out the door.
You think you should start clicking the lights like a theater. It's time to get out of here.
Yeah, it's time to get out. Because I just want to go to bed. I don't know. And the reason it goes on is because there's so many commercials.
Yeah, you know
But
what?
I understand that this is a Major League Baseball call to have all these games at night, not the network.
I'm shocked.
Well, it's both
Because I thought it was the networks.
No, but it's both. The Major League Baseball makes the call to have the games at night because they can get more money
from the TV.
And
Yeah.
the TV says, hey, you could do it during the day, but we're just not going to pay you.
Yeah, but
Right.
the Major League Baseball can say, all right, so for the fans, we'll have some day games.
Everybody's so greedy because, even last night, start the game at 5 o'clock.
Well, you know what they're saying next year?
So we could have watched the whole thing.
Here's what they're saying. Next year, Fox has the games, and since Fox doesn't have a national 6 o'clock news, that they probably have a good shot of starting the game at 7.
Yeah, but then it won't be the Mets and the Yankees.
Right. Well, you never know.
I mean, tonight's, what is it, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night, they're playing at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, at 8. Everything's at 8.
Yeah. Now, even if, like, I have to go to bed early, but even if you're a guy who could stay up till 11 o'clock, these games aren't ending till midnight. What time did last night's game end?
I have no idea. I went to sleep.
It was after 11, but not too much longer after.
It was actually a very fast game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what an exciting ninth inning, and no one saw it.
Right. In fact, at the game I went to on Saturday night, you finally start to realize when you're at the game, you're sitting there, and the players are just standing around doing nothing, and then you realize it's because they're waiting for commercials.
I know.
Right.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, they're very rested even during the game.
They should just play the goddamn game like in football. No regard to television. Honestly, then television would have to get its act together.
Oh, right.
But football's not like that. They're all the same.
They all.
Well, I don't know.
No, they do. Because I worked in hockey, Howard. The referees wear beepers, and the TV truck beeps the referee to tell him we're taking a commercial, and you don't come back till we tell you. I mean, the league has rules about how long you can go.
Right.
But television dictates when to take a commercial.
Game 3 starts at 8:18 p.m. on Tuesday night.
But that's when they've all been starting.
Yep. Game 4, Game 5, 8:18. Game 6 on Saturday if there is one. 8 p.m. All of them at 8 p.m. It's really dumb. And now with the extended commercial breaks.
They're 25 hours long.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's just stupid.
When that game was going on Saturday, I said, this could go right until the game on Sunday.
Yeah. They might not get to go to sleep.
Howard, I sat behind the funniest fans in the history of the world at Yankee Stadium. It was a husband and a wife. The husband was a Yankee fan, and the wife was a Met fan. The wife was wearing earrings that were 2 Christmas ornaments with Mets insignias on them.
Right.
And they just yelled at each other the whole game. We're goofing on each other. But it was almost weird. I thought they might break out in a fight any second. And this woman was...
Kill each other.
She was yelling out such inflammatory stuff in front of Yankee fans. And I said, lady, aren't you afraid someone's going to throw a beer at you? She goes, this is nothing. She goes, in 86, I was up at the Red Sox game. She goes, I really thought they were going to kill me. I mean, she would yell out stuff as loud as she could, Yankee fans are fat! The Yankees suck!
Really?
And the husband would go, you be quiet, you don't know anything. He goes, it was just the funniest thing. I said, do you and your husband argue all year long? She goes, yeah, pretty much.
See any celebrities at the game?
Well, no, I heard about them.
It was celebrity stacked, though. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw some of them on TV.
Jesse Jackson.
Jesse Jackson was there last night.
Of course
Frank Robinson was there because he heard Baba Booey would not be there.
Right.
Then there was Jack Nicholson was again last night.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Sarah Jessica and Matthew Broderick made it 2 nights in a row. Callista Flockhart and some other guy from Ally McBeal were there the first night. Who else? I have it written down. Billy Crystal.
Wow. Billy Crystal. Imagine watching the game with him.
Oh, yeah.
Doing anything with him.
Yeah. Imagine doing anything with him. Wow.
Because it was an interesting...
Billy Crystal, I think, has hair transplants.
I think so, too. I think he's got the front fixed.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Guys with curly hair, the hair transplants look better.
They can make it work because the hair doesn't, you don't see the roots.
Richard Simmons had hair transplants, and they always look good. Otherwise, you get the bozo thing happening.
Or the Barbie thing, where you see the hair coming out like corn.
Oh, bad news. All right, listen, I got to take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about the game. We'll talk about a million things. I never got home in time to watch the Mike Tyson-Gulata fight, but I heard Gulata wouldn't come out in the 3rd round. He was all freaking out, and I don't know what he was doing, but he wouldn't go out and fight.
Yeah, they couldn't. His own corner didn't know what was going on. They were like, you're supposed to go out and fight. And a guy was trying to jam his mouthpiece into his mouth. He knocked him away. Then the referee came over to see what's going on. He pushed the referee out of the way.
He was beating up everyone but Tyson.
But Tyson. He wouldn't fight with Tyson.
You go fight.
Well, he got smart. Who wants to fight Tyson? Tyson's insane.
He's the pride of Poland.
Yeah, well, the pride of Poland doesn't box. The pride of Poland. Anybody see the fight?
I saw it.
Yeah?
Yes.
His trainer totally insulted him after the fight.
So what did he say?
He said, 2 fighters went into the ring tonight, and I knew one was going to come out with pants and one was going to come out with a skirt. And I got the guy with the skirt. So, how do you go and talk to your fighter after you said that about him?
Well, even Bobby Ches, who calls the fight, he's another boxer, he says, I've never seen anything like this in my life. He says, this is the profession we've chosen. So you got hit. That's what it's all about.
Get out there.
But anyway,
The pride of Poland thought he was there to play Scrabble.
I pulled some Gulata tape. He's
Oh, yeah?
explaining to you what happened.
All right, here we go. Here's Gulata. All right, maybe this
With
will give us
Bill
some...
Boggs.
All right. Oh, Bill Boggs will understand.
What happened?
First of all, it wasn't my day today, but I got a headbutt.
Sounds like a hairdresser. You know what they should do? Seriously, this gives me reason to think. The guy who loses should have to parade around on pay-per-view in a dress.
Yeah.
That'd be a
Maybe
great
that'll be
thing.
better than, just letting them walk out.
Yeah, it's like as a promotion, the guy who loses has to wear a dress. So they put lipstick on him and
I feel like Oz.
pretty nails and pretty hair and pretty sundress and
Put on the
shave his legs.
lipstick for me.
And like about a half hour later, you get to see him in his sundress and
Parading around.
yeah.
I guess
Legs shaved.
They should fight in a cage. I paid to see a fight just because he doesn't
Don't
want to
let
fight.
him out.
Yeah.
They should have let him out until the fight was over.
Yeah, you fight him.
I paid, man.
So what if Tyson's less than human? Get him in
You
there.
agreed to this.
Yeah, I didn't tell you to fight. I paid.
A referee didn't respond pretty much well as he's supposed to.
He's a stutterer or something. Or he doesn't understand English.
Or that doesn't make you stutter.
Hmm.
And then Bill Boggs asked him if he planned to fight again, since this is what he's doing. He's walking out a fight.
I have to give myself very heavy thoughts, about it. So I don't know. I have a reputation as a dirty fighter, and this particular reason, somebody headbutt me, and just And
I think he just said he has a reputation as a dirty fighter and he got headbutted.
Right.
Yeah.
That's who's crying about it. Get headbutted.
nobody took care of this, He didn't have hard warning,
Does he get chicks? I wonder. He's 10 minutes from being Muhammad Ali.
I was like, did Mike hit him that hard?
He used to be an English professor before Mike hit him. Holy cow. They took Mike off the Zoloft and put him in a cage with this guy.
Well, you know what? One of the
Tyson beat him that badly?
He knocked his block off in the first round. And then he sort of clinched a lot in the second round. But I understand they said that one of the cameramen who was close in at the ring heard Gulata say even at the second round that he did not want to go out to fight.
Wow.
You have to see the videotape of his manager, who's a foot and a half shorter than him.
Yeah.
Just trying to, reaching, standing on his tippy toes to try to jam a mouthpiece in the guy's mouth.
And the guy's huge.
He's totally manhandling this huge guy.
Huh.
I mean, he pushed him and then he jammed a mouthpiece in his face.
I like the way he talks.
I have to give myself very heavy thoughts, about it.
Right.
So I don't know. I have a reputation as a
What's Boggs doing there in this, nodding?
Just sitting there.
Right.
fighter, and
unbelieving.
And this particular reason, somebody headbutt me, and just,
And does his face lock up when he talks?
Yeah, he's like, gotta suck on that.
Not only can he talk, he's making no sense. He's stuttering.
and nobody took care of this, He didn't have hard warning,
Holy cow. It would be funny if he spoke really well before that.
I didn't hear him beforehand, but if he was talking straight before that. But the funniest thing is they were saying that before the fight he was laughing at Tyson.
Right.
And, talking about how he was going to manhandle him in the ring. And then he runs.
He ran with a skirt on. Maybe Tyson can't fight anybody human. Maybe he should just fight King Kong or Mighty Joe Young.
Yeah, maybe
or
that's what you have to
one of those guys.
But Tyson was fighting a good fight. He wasn't fighting dirty for a change. He seemed to be focused.
Right.
And,
Yeah, because he knew he had somebody he could beat. Maybe we should just fight a tiger or a bear.
give him a chair and a whip.
Yeah, a chair and a whip.
Or maybe his opponent should have a chair and a whip.
God, that guy's funny, Gulata.
What happened?
First of all, it wasn't my day today, but
It wasn't my day today.
a headbutt. A referee.
That's all, folks.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
I'll respond pretty much as you're supposed to.
Sounds like he got headbutted daily since 5th grade.
Didn't anybody tell him he was going into the ring to fight?
I thought I was going to see the baseball game.
Michael.
Oh, that's funny. So I didn't see that fight. I wanted to see it.
It was only 3. It was less than 3 rounds. It was
Wow.
2 rounds. You would have been. It was easy to watch.
What was it, $49?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you got to see Layla. The other thing.
What's that, Layla?
Muhammad Ali is at the fight.
Uh-oh.
And, you know, they put the camera on him between rounds.
Mm.
He's sitting there with his eyes closed, you know.
You don't even know where he is.
And then they say, he may have his eyes closed, but he knows what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
No, we don't.
Oh, please, take him home. Don't sit him out there like that.
My eyes might be closed, but I know what's going on.
Should interview him.
Yeah.
I think he talks straighter than Galata. But,
No wonder
yeah,
Tyson thinks he's smart, because he can at least speak and get through a sentence.
Yeah.
You know. There's some guys out there that... Where's my Leon Spinks tape?
Look at his opponent.
Where's my Leon Spinks tape?
Oh, boy. We got a few. You got the, what was it, Tommy Hearns.
Tommy Hearns, yeah. Good old Tommy. What happened to him?
Lots of fights.
You don't have any Leon Spinks, do you?
I got
Yeah, go ahead.
Spinks.
Leon. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. I'm just doing great.
If you weren't a boxer, what would you be doing?
To laugh somebody.
Do you think there should be random drug testing for athletes?
Yeah, but most athletes is more clean anyway. They just go through a head thing. I mean, they just make everything clean, so yeah, they should.
Do you think George W. Bush should come clean about his drug use?
That's on him.
What?
That's on him.
Why are there so few Jewish boxers?
I don't know. They ain't got the, I don't know what it is.
I think that blacks are better athletes than whites.
No. I think every man is equal. Every man, black or white.
Would you like to see OJ here today?
No.
Do black athletes' armpits smell worse than white athletes' armpits?
I wouldn't know. I ain't trying to smell it.
Have you ever been attracted to another man?
Hell no. I like fish.
Do you know where your sphincter is?
Huh?
You know where your sphincter is?
No, I don't.
How do you handle annoying interviewers asking stupid questions?
Walk away.
And how many dates do you have with a woman before you introduce anal sex?
What?
How many dates do you have with a woman before you introduce anal sex?
The first one.
First one?
It gotta be.
Thanks a lot, Leon. Thanks, champ.
You're welcome.
You can't refuse the champ anal sex.
And he's not going to stay around if on the first date you
Yeah.
don't give it up.
Those must be romantic dates. Oh, Leon. Leon, what do you think about the movie we just saw? Oh, interesting, man. I want to introduce you to my friends. All
Mom
right.
and Dad, I'm dating Leon Spinks.
Gotta be. He's a pisser. I don't know.
No homo.
No, he's no homo. He likes fish.
Oh, God.
I like fish.
That always stops. I can't believe he said that.
I have to give myself very heavy thoughts, about it. So I don't know. I have a reputation as a dirty fighter, and this particular reason, somebody headbutt me, and just,
How's this guy get through life?
Nobody took care of this, you know.
Like, looks like he just want to order in Chinese food. I mean, what does he do?
He must pay somebody else, because you know what he made for walking out of that fight?
How much?
$2.5 million.
Oh. Yeah.
If he didn't have heart warning, you know.
He said, hey, why should I get hit in the head? I'm a millionaire.
That's right. I'm a millionaire.
I'm a millionaire. I don't have to fight. I want to hurt myself. I want to go out and enjoy my money.
Rich man, the referee should be protecting me.
Yeah. Well, you see millionaires fighting. I'm a multi-millionaire. Boy, I'd be duping him out of his money. Well, you got to pay me $2 million for managing you.
Wonder if he lost it all already.
I wonder. Maybe not. He said, I want to go call my stockbroker. I'd like to manage him.
He's busy doing some online trading right now.
I could clean him right out.
How much are those towels?
Come on.
Where's my palm pile?
Water costs $3 million.
Where's my palm pile? Yeah, water. The water we splash in is $3 million holy water, blessed by the church. So that was Friday night, and then Saturday night, of course, I watched the game. I had to watch that till 1:18 in the morning or whatever it was. That was good.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how long it was going.
Mm.
It was strange when they said the clock reads midnight.
Yeah.
Scoreboard reads midnight. And then it was the scoreboard reads 1 o'clock.
I got to tell you, I really wanted the Mets to win. I thought they were going to win Game 1. And I'll tell you whose fault it was, Game 1, was that idiot who didn't run the bases properly, who sat and looked at the ball.
Timo Perez.
Timo Perez. Timo Perez is an imbecile. He cost them the game.
Yeah.
Wait, listen, I'm not a baseball player. Even I know you don't look at the ball and evaluate. You run.
You know,
There was a lot of that going on that night.
Lazy ball.
Remember the other day we were talking about, like, there's all these guys in baseball who are, like, from Latin America who lie about their age?
Yeah.
They say that...
they all lie about their age.
Timo's supposed to be 23, but some reports have him as high as 31.
Yeah.
He's the one with the big age spread.
But I got to tell you something. I mean, what was he thinking?
He thought it was a home run. He was just being foolish. I mean, you just got to run it out.
That's when it bounced off the
top
the
of the wall,
yeah.
Which it was an inch away from being a home run.
I
If
know.
somebody had grabbed it.
In fact, did you see the guy all over the news? There was a guy that was sitting out there who was a Yankee fan who could have grabbed it, and he sort of made a little move for it and stopped. And he's like a big celebrity now. That had him in the paper yesterday. Giuliani sent him flowers. Because if he'd have grabbed it, it would have been a home run.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Right there.
I keep trying to think, like, why I'm for the Mets. Because if the Yankees were playing anyone else, I'd be for the Yankees.
Right.
But I just feel like the Mets are underdogs.
They're scrappy.
Yeah, it would be exciting to see them win, but I don't know. It's very confusing to me. Because you're rooting against the Yankees, another New York team.
But the other thing that really bothers me about watching the games is all the spitting. You know,
What are those, sunflower seeds?
Eats these sunflower seeds.
Yeah, man, it looks like big goobers.
Every time they put, it looks like he's hawking.
If I was going to do a commercial, you know how, like, sometimes when they do a print ad for milk, they use glue, because glue looks better than milk when they photograph it? If I was going to do a commercial for spitting, I would use sunflower seeds, because it looks like the guy's hawking huge loogies. And it's gross.
So sickening.
Well, it's better than when they used to chew that tobacco.
Yeah.
I don't think they're allowed to chew it anymore. That's the deal.
Is that right?
Major League Baseball, causes cancer, blah, blah, blah.
Why do guys need to be chewing on something?
No
every day?
idea.
It's a very oral sport. That's what I was going to ask you, because if they're not with the sunflower seeds, they're with the bubble gum.
Yeah.
When they go from player to player to player, they're all chewing.
Yeah.
I don't think I would chew. I would be different. I would not chew.
Why in baseball is everybody
Chewing
something?
Nerves. It's like Israel. You go over there, they smoke 10 packs of cigarettes a day.
I guess if they can't get the tobacco, they got to do something.
If you're living in a high-stress situation, you're chewing or smoking or doing something.
And they all smoke Marlboro Red Pack. There's no lights or anything.
Yeah, no.
They
No,
don't
they're
even want
smoking
a filter.
Camel
They rip
non-filter.
that off.
Right.
But can I just
They
say,
eat some of the cigarettes.
Can I tell you one more funny thing about the Gulata fight that we left out?
Yeah.
So after the whole fight ends, Gulata has to now walk through the crowd to get out.
Right.
So they start hurling things at him. I mean, hocking loogies on him, throwing things at him, and then right when he got to the door to get in, somebody threw something. I
Red.
think it was like it must have been like a red Slurpee, but it was huge and it's just red exploded all over him.
It looked like somebody had, really hurt him because his whole chest turned red.
I gotta see that.
Yeah, I have tape of it.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah, but it was just amazing because they started throwing in the ring, and they were like, let's get him out of here. And as he's trying to get through the crowd, more and more crap. It's like anything anybody had.
Did they interview Mike Tyson after the game?
I don't think he talked. I think they talked to Shelley and a couple of other people. And they had to get Mike out because everything was hitting him that they were throwing at Galata.
Would you ever have the nerve to huck a loogie at anybody?
No. No, that's disgusting. That's really gross.
I couldn't even throw anything. I mean, the guy's just walking out of the ring. He can't take it. And these people are just drowning with their drinks.
They want their money back. I say if the guy won't get out and fight, you get your money back.
Well, they did ask, the commentator said, well, should his purse be held up because he walked out?
So he should have to wear a purse.
And there's no provision to stop a guy from getting his money as long as he shows up.
Yeah. And he went around at least.
$2.5 million.
Hey, let me ask you something. We have a bet going, over under. Some people are over, some people are under. And the bet is how many people will be killed as a result of the Yankee-Met rivalry.
It's a violent death.
A violent death.
Right.
And the death is 2. That's the over-under.
Yeah, the line is 2.
The line is 2. So here we go. Let's have a ruling. Yank fan gets killed in hit and run. A hit-and-run driver in Inwood yesterday killed a man who had returned to that neighborhood to watch the World Series with friends.
It was intentional?
Could be. Guy was probably wearing Yankee paraphernalia. It was a tragic homecoming for computer specialist Andrew Lavery, 45 of Riverdale, the Bronx, who'd been out with pals celebrating the Yankees' victory. Now, he's probably wearing Yankee uniform or something.
Okay.
Lavery was dragged for an entire block along Broadway by a Nissan that hit him as he crossed at the intersection of 207th Street about 5:30 in the morning.
That is an accident.
You think so?
Yes.
I want an investigation.
There was a guy who died at the rally.
Now, what do you think of that? He had a heart attack.
He had a heart attack, so he doesn't count either.
No, he doesn't count. I wasn't even...
Come on.
Well, listen, tempers are going to flare. Something's going to happen.
Almost happened last night.
Yeah, it could have been Mike Piazza and Roger Clemens.
Right, that would have counted. Piazza was being a bit of a puss.
I know. He waited for the umpire so he could be safe
pulled apart,
and not have to actually throw a punch.
Yeah.
Or get a punch thrown.
He could have kicked that guy's ass and would have been within his rights.
But I think he thinks Roger can take him.
Yep. I wouldn't want to fight Roger Clemens.
You don't want to get your ass kicked in front of billions of people.
Right.
Fighting.
This is kind of a sad story. Lavery, the father of 2 young daughters, was pronounced dead at Columbia Presbyterian. He worked in computers for the Dow Jones Company. So, it's really tragic.
But not Yankee Mets violence.
The police found the Nissan, but it had been dumped on Dickman Street near the Hudson River and stripped of its registration sticker.
Wow. That's
and then about an hour later, the suspect surrendered, the guy who owns the car.
Got better.
Yeah. The alleged driver's father called 911 and suspect Johnny Deloy surrendered.
Guy?
Yeah. He was charged with driving while intoxicated, manslaughter, leaving the scene of an accident. All right, so it is not... He didn't hit him because he's a Yankee.
No. But when you said that the driver left, I said, "Ooh, Halle Berry."
You thought it was Halle Berry done it? No, I think she learned her lesson. Maybe. And if you watch the baseball game with girls, they sit there and debate who's hotter, Derek Jeter or David Justice.
And there's a very tough race. They should put their pictures on Am I Hot?
You think David Justice is hot?
David Justice's looks have changed. He was really hot when he was married to Halle Berry. But he had hair then and a lot of other...
What kind of hair does he have? Is he a black guy or what?
He's a black guy.
But he's a light-skinned black guy.
He's a light guy. A high yellow black guy.
Yeah, what kind of hair did he have? Did he have black hair?
Yeah, but it was sort of wavy, I guess. Maybe he lost it and he decided to go to the shave.
What do you have, Jerry curl?
No. He was naturally wavy hair.
Naturally wavy?
Yeah.
He looks a little Asian.
Yeah, he was a pretty good-looking guy, because I remember when he married her, I thought,
they looked like it could...
It could work on paper.
Be a good couple.
Yeah.
But it's funny what happens to these poor ball players, because there's a guy that played for St. Louis in the last series, and he used to have a full head of hair, and he went completely bald, like Scott bald.
Right.
and he hit a home run. And the announcers were saying how he doesn't like to come out and take a curtain call because you have to take your hat off.
Your head.
And like the crowd's yelling for him to come out, and he really didn't want to come out. He took it, he sort of lifted it, you saw the big shiny head.
And David Justice shines now, so I figure he lost all.
It's so crazy that men are covered with body hair, and that one little spot on top goes bald.
It's like your head repels the hair, but the rest of your body takes.
Like I got hair growing on my ass cheeks. You think, why doesn't God make it that genetically you lose the hair on your ass cheeks as you get older? No, more grows. Guys get hair in their ears.
Yeah, the hair just keeps finding new places to come out.
Yeah, it's growing. You're sprouting hair everywhere. But not on that head.
Like old guys, they get these big bushy eyebrows. Like their eyebrows go wild.
Randomly.
And it's amazing that you don't just you don't just get a little hair. It just gets completely shiny.
Right.
It just all goes away. Like Scott's head is really, there's nothing left.
There's nothing.
Right. Why?
It's utter devastation.
Why does it shine?
Let it shine. Why do it shine?
But then the guy's got hair on his earlobes.
Well, I was freaking out. Because I had a bunch of people over all drinking, watching the game. And somebody spilled red wine over my good carpet.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, oh, no.
Red wine stains, very bad.
Well, my friend Richie was over, and he goes, you want to get red wine out of a carpet? He goes, let me handle it. You use white vinegar.
Ah, he's like Eloise over there.
He's Martha Stewart. He was a drunken Martha Stewart.
And it came out?
Yeah, it came out. And then other people were using club soda, but then he started complaining that they were diluting his white vinegar with club soda.
Right, he was like a scientist.
Yeah. And then, everyone was drinking, so then Richie went to get, like, these, get more white vinegar, then he smashed a bottle of Tabasco sauce all over my kitchen floor. It was a mess.
My. People were sloppy.
I hate having people over.
It sounds like a room full of drugs.
Yeah, well, of course.
With the game that long, people must be
people are bombed.
It sounds like, don't worry,
you can't just sip your drinks, you just have to go.
Yeah. Well, I was already drunk. Because I went out to dinner and drank a bottle, and then everybody was drinking and partying.
Clean it up with ketchup.
Look, you can't care. You know what you got to do?
Can't care.
Get new carpet when it gets all messed up.
Yeah, Ralph said, we get an $80 carpet.
Yeah.
It's like he has. You just replace it.
And then you replace it over and over again.
No, but the white, whether it was the club soda or the white, I think it's the white vinegar. It got it out.
See, you still won't know, though. You'll have to do both next time.
And then Ralph starts saying to me, there's this spray you can spray on the carpets. And it takes
Scotch Guard?
No, and it pulls up all the stains and it turns into a powder. I've seen it on TV.
God.
Turns into a powder. He goes, you should have a can of that. Shut up. I should have a can. Like, I'll have a can of every. What am I, Batman with a utility belt? A party utility belt.
Shut up, you prick.
Yeah, it's like, dude, don't start lecturing me after the fact. I guarantee in that apartment he has no cans of spray.
Well, please. I'm sure the spills would make an improvement.
Right.
How about he buys it for you?
Shut up.
Yeah, go out and buy it for me. You do nothing all week.
Have you ever been to his apartment?
No.
I'm always curious what it looks like because I've heard so much about it. And I know he's got he buys 2 of everything when he buys those action figures, one to put away and one to show.
Yeah.
I'd be curious what's going on over there.
I don't know either. He should go there.
Yeah.
Television
Let's
network.
get a little camera visit to
Ralph's place.
Tour of Ralph's
behind the scenes.
Because he always tells you can always show up to anybody's house or apartment and tell you what to do.
Yeah.
So I'd be curious to know what's going on over there.
It's a dump.
I'm sure it's completely decorated.
First of all, the guy he's into collectibles and little toys and stuff. And as you say, buys 2 of everything. He has no place to store anything. It must look like a big garbage dump.
Big warehouse.
And he comes over to my apartment. If I have stuff I'm throwing in the garbage, he takes it out and you should save this, huh?
He's like a scavenger.
Yeah, I'm going to archive this.
Mr. Scavenger.
Yeah.
Going through your garbage.
Yeah. Go through my garbage. So, who knows what's going on over there?
I'm pretty afraid, that one of these days he'll show up in one of those Trekkie movies. Because they've got this thing on the cable system now called Trekkies.
Yeah.
And you see all these people who've turned their houses into Star Trek
shrines.
museums.
Yeah.
They show one of those auctions. They're auctioning off the equivalent of 2 Vox ears.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's
a big item.
There's a guy in full Klingon outfit. I mean, really well done.
Right.
And he's bidding on it. You know, so you see this guy's a Klingon.
A Klingon bidding, yeah.
He's bidding, but then when he wins, it's all of a sudden he walks up and is like, "Oh, I'm so glad I got this item." You know,
Right.
But they have whole families sitting there dressed in their uniforms.
Yeah.
You know, the kids, the parents.
And you know who's a big celebrity in the Star Trek community? The woman that was on the Bill Clinton grand jury. That got thrown off the grand jury for wearing her uniform.
Yeah.
She's a big celebrity. She sells...
She wore a Star Trek uniform on the jury.
Through the jury pool.
Yeah.
And she explains the whole thing. She says, you know, listen, you would wear your uniform if a bus driver, he would wear his uniform to it. She goes, I'm a commander in the Arkansas Grand Star Fleet, and I was just wearing my uniform.
Yeah.
And at work, they call her commander.
Right. Commander.
And she runs around the print shop with a phaser and a communicator.
Someone ought to beam her up.
So now she goes to the conventions and she makes these like really interesting drawings of like Shatner and all the different characters.
So she's like a superstar there.
She shows the pencil drawings there, but they all come and they all thank her for standing up for, you know,
Trekkies.
And she's not the only one who runs around in a uniform after work. They show a guy who's like an executive at some company.
Imagine that's your dad.
And then he gets into like that, remember that red uniform that Shatner wore in one of the movies?
Well, yeah, you're talking about when he has an official engagement.
Right.
And he's, when he's going to Starfleet Command.
Right.
Yeah.
He's got that red thing on, driving home.
Right. He slips into his outfit.
Yeah, he says, and I don't feel strange.
Yeah, well, of course not.
They show this 15-year-old kid.
Why would he feel strange?
They show this 15-year-old kid, and like, you know how like your daughter will wait for maybe the new Eminem CD to come out?
Right.
Well, it's the big Friday, and he's very excited. You know why? Because he saved every penny he has to have this uniform made to go where he's going. And he goes to the woman's house, and she made the uniform for him, and he tries it on, and he brings it out, and he goes, well, it's pretty good. You know, she could have put some stripes over here, but I'll add those later.
I'd rather have my father dress up as a woman than as a commander in the Star Trek Empire.
But they're, you know, the Klingons are just so popular. Everybody wants to be a Klingon. Their whole spaceships, they call their groups, their little Star Trek fan clubs, spaceships or starships.
Right.
And they're members of the Klingon starship, and they run around with that plastic stuff, that rubber stuff on their heads.
Yeah.
And they go to McDonald's dressed that way.
You know what it's like? Guys who dress like women?
Yeah.
I've seen documentaries on them. What's really liberating for them is when they go out as a woman. They don't want to just sit in their room as a woman.
Right.
They want to be seen in public as a woman.
They have to go out and do regular things.
Yeah, they want to be a woman doing regular things.
Yeah.
That's the fun.
You know,
just to be accepted in society. So they walk around, and of course, everyone throws things at them and ridicules them because it always looks like a guy. And the deal is the same with these Trekkies. They want to go out in public.
And now they think, now that we've done this, they go to hospitals and they visit kids.
Oh, in their special outfits.
Yes, and we do a lot of public service, and we go to fairs, and people really appreciate us.
Yeah.
They're special now.
Oh.
Yeah, they're being a clown.
Yeah.
Anybody can put the outfit on.
Right.
Talent.
But the worst people are the people who actually go to summer camp to learn the language.
To learn
Klingon.
Well, you know, there's a guy, I don't know if we ever had him on, but there's a guy that speaks fluent Klingon, and he was teaching his 3-year-old to speak it as well. So
Yeah.
It's a useful skill.
They're translating the Bible and
In Klingon.
Shakespeare and all this stuff into Klingon.
Oh, that's insane. You talk about an exercise in futility. Learn Spanish.
Yeah, if you're going to learn a language, wouldn't you like to be able to talk to somebody else?
Learn a real language.
What will you do with a Klingon Bible?
I don't know. That's so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I have a copy of that movie. I got to bring it in for you, Howard.
It
You'll
is
love
frightening.
You know, they should outlaw Star Trek.
Frightening. But they say they are the most rabid fans for the merchandising of Star Trek stuff than any other group. That includes rock and roll, any of these other Star Wars. These Star Trek people buy anything and everything Star Trek.
I wonder if they like the new Star Trek that much. I mean, the one in the last
There's
season.
all arguments about, you know, Deep Space Nine, which one is better.
Yeah.
But then you'll have people who have a whole collection of the captains of every starship, and they have them in different uniforms, you know, and they show you the progressions of the uniforms throughout the years. There's one guy who built the Commander Pike box.
Really? They should stick him in it.
And he does. He gets in it, and he rolls up and down.
Does he have lights on it so he can answer questions?
He can answer questions, 2 blinks for no, 1 blink for yes. And he'll go to the store in it.
Good for him. In his box.
In his box.
Wow. What happens to these people?
You know, I think I'm starting to get addicted to porn because I'm starting to watch really weird stuff.
Yeah.
Saturday night, I had a DVD of Janet Jameson Screen Test, like the first time she ever did porn.
Screen test.
Screen test. Yeah. And what is she doing? Just getting hammered?
You know, it's funny because she's really, really young.
Yeah.
She just looks like she just walked out of high school.
Right.
And she's like sort of pre-implant, and you know, there's this weird guy who's like telling her what to do.
The raw material.
Yeah.
Right.
And
You could see a star in the making.
Exactly.
Was it hot? Did you do yourself? You finished yourself off?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was
The most
What a
amazing
night.
thing to me is that it's on DVD.
Yeah, right.
It's so dirty.
Well, you want to see it better.
So dirty.
You want to be able to freeze frame. Yeah? So you did yourself,
Yeah.
huh?
And that was
that's
late
nice.
because that was after I drove home from the game.
Right.
You know, carried my kid up to bed, made sure he was asleep, tucked him in, and then
Dad of the year.
went downstairs and threw in the DVD.
And then Dad goes and gets out his porn.
And where's the missus? You don't think of waking her up and actually having sex.
It's already 2 in the morning. She's already.
Yeah, it's over.
On the other side of the house.
But like if you came in and started kissing her with those big lips of yours and
2 in the morning.
she would push you away.
She goes, my turn to get up early.
Right.
You know?
My turn to get up early. Boy, she's got the life.
No, it was her turn to get up early.
Yeah, right.
But 2 other sports things that happened, Howard, that we should talk about. The Gulata fight. It turns out that it was pay-per-view. It was $49.95 for the fight, or $9.95 a round. And I understand that people are really pissed off because they're getting charged for the 3rd round, even though he didn't come out.
Even though he walked out.
Even though he didn't come out.
Oh, they are, though. That's a controversy.
Yeah.
You could pay $9.95 a round. You choose how you're going to pay.
Well, especially, that's been a big thing that Tyson started because he used to knock guys out so much that they would give you that choice.
Wow.
Yeah, he said so many first-round knockouts. People were very
people were like, I'm not going to pay $50 to watch Tyson knock a guy out in the first round, so they came up with this idea.
How did Lila Ali do? Did she win?
She got that was a tough fight for her, and I don't know if this is the game for women because if you watch the 2 fights, you watch these women do these 2-minute round fights, and they can hardly move their arms at the end of 2 minutes. And then you watch Tyson or some guys fight for 3 minutes. They're not nearly as exhausted.
Right.
They're not nearly as spent.
Yeah.
And so I don't think women may have the upper body strength and lung capacity to actually do this. It's
Good.
really, it's,
Who needs them doing it? I hate seeing women getting punched in the face. It ruins their look.
And then you see the women getting all red in the face.
Yeah, who wants to see that? I find that disturbing. You know, a guy's face, you don't care.
You're right.
It builds character to have scars all over your face. But a woman's face is supposed to be beautiful. I mean, let's face it. I don't like to see some woman mess her face up. Unless it's already a real mess.
But, you know, the woman she was fighting was tall.
Is she attractive? Layla
Layla's kind of
I'm thinking of Layla Arcieri from Son of the Beach.
No, she's not that cute, but she's kind of cute.
Yeah.
But
Layla Ali.
Put that mouthpiece in. You know, that'll mess up anybody's look.
Then she ends up looking like me.
Yeah, she got Gary teeth. A mouthful of teeth.
And the woman she was fighting started out sort of cute, and she was even wearing a skirt with little sequins on.
No, you don't want to see that.
And then she starts getting beat up. She starts to look like that Jim Carrey character from In Living Color.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Muscle-bound.
You got to get women who fight. You got to be like Barbara Bush who fights. She'd be the perfect boxer. She got good upper body strength. She's strong, built like an ox.
Good lung capacity.
And if she gets hit in the face, who cares?
Yeah, you know what it was.
You know what I mean? What?
Like Nicole Bass versus China is a fight.
Right, yeah. Then you might see 2 guys really duke it out. Also tomorrow, you're going to like this. Baba Buhai, Baba Buhai, Fred Norris, and Vinny Favali will compete to see who's the expert on rock and roll trivia. These 3 guys were going to do this off the air. Andre, who is a rock and roll expert, evidently.
He's the rock and roll expert.
Well, yeah.
How scary is that?
Yeah. He said to them, they were having an argument over who knew more rock and roll trivia. So they were going to go off the air and play rock and roll trivia.
This was something they were going to do anyway.
Yeah. I said, you guys all have too much free time. And all I know is I said, well, put it on the air. I'd like to hear the end.
Who do you think knows more?
Out of the 3 of them?
Yeah.
Boy. Well, Vinny's always talking a good game.
I would say Fred, though.
I don't know.
I think Fred's been in the game a
Vinny
lot
frightens
longer.
Baba
Vinny's
Booey.
got 50 million hours of music
Yeah, but
downloaded on MP3.
Vinny chokes in pressure situations.
Oh, you think it'll be a choke situation?
I think it's either Baba Booey or Fred, and my money's probably on, because I'm going to take bets. It could be Baba Booey's good at these pressure games. So I'm going to go with Fred Norris.
I got to figure Fred's got to have more knowledge.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Fred Norris.
But it all depends how they skew the questions.
I'm going to go with Fred Norris.
I know Andre's a real Beatles geek, so is there going to be a lot of Beatle questions?
You're calling Andre a geek? I can't see that.
No.
What?
Actually, Beatles questions have been excluded because Vinny is such a Beatles geek. He felt that would give him an unfair advantage.
All right.
Come on. He thinks he's that good at Beatles?
Yeah, Vinny's Vinny's like a Beatles geek too.
Really?
But Andre's like.
What is a hard Beatles question?
Yeah.
I figure I know everything about the Beatles.
I mean, I can, it could be something as simple, stupid as like I knew a guy. Okay, a Hall & Oates record once had a Beatle perform on it. Name the record and the Beatle. But it can go back.
What's the answer?
I think it's Hall & Oates, Along the Red Ledge. George Harrison plays bass on 4 of the tracks. But these are the kind of conversations those guys have.
I see.
They're not far from Star Trek people.
Really?
They sit around. They sit around talking about going to auctions and how much did you pay for the Butcher Block cover of the Beatles.
Well, here's a weird development. You know John the Stutterer, not Stuttering John the Stutterer?
Yeah.
He got upset about the competition tomorrow, and he phoned in and said the following.
Hi, Case. This is John Smith. I have a suggestion for the show.
Don't you want to strangle him sometimes? Yeah.
Consider myself a near expert in rock and roll trivia. So I was wondering if I can compete next week in rock and roll Jeopardy against Fred, Benny, and Gary. If you think it's like a good idea, please call me back.
Oh, it's a very good idea. As a matter of fact, my friend John.
You should have a limit on the amount of time you can have to answer.
Yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, whoever wins the trivia contest between the three of them will do a final session with John the Stutterer, because I got to hear that. I got to hear it.
But you put more pressure on him. He's got to do it in 20 seconds.
Yeah, oh, there's rules. Believe me, there'll be rules. Honey, it's not unlimited time. I don't know who's funnier. Him or that guy Gulado who fought Tyson on Saturday night. I mean, that guy's got a real speech impediment.
What happened?
First of all, it wasn't my day today, but got a headbutt. A referee didn't respond pretty much well as he's supposed to.
The pride of Poland. Pride of Poland having a little trouble with the English language.
I have to give myself very heavy thoughts, about it. So I don't know. I have a reputation as a dairy fighter, and this particular reason, somebody headbutt me, and just, and nobody took care of this, He didn't have hard warning,
That's almost
It's almost musical. Oh.
It sounds like he's trying to start his car.
That's a good song for the losers. Rain by the Beatles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, Fred, give me a little harmony. Ready? Rain, and I don't mind. All right, maybe not a good song. Good.
You know what? You were asking for like a hard Beatles question. Like I have an example of one. See if Fred could answer it.
Good.
Because Andre, the Beatles expert, just gave
Baba
me
Booey.
What's the only Beatles hit record that was not recorded in England? And where was it recorded?
Wow. Do you know that?
Well, Andre just told me. I would never know in a million years.
Good God.
What's the answer, Fred?
Do I have choices?
No.
No choices.
Yeah, you just got to guess. Or no.
I have a rough guess.
What's that?
What?
Didn't they record something when they did Help down in the islands?
That is
That's
right.
not,
I'll tell you what it was. It was A Hard Day's Night.
No.
Don't tell me no.
What, he says help and you go to A Hard Day's Night?
You had the wrong movie. It was A Hard Day's Night.
No, Help was recorded.
Oh, that's right. It was Help. You know why he's right? Because it was The Island where they go and help.
I think that's the movie. I don't think that's reality. The answer is Can't Buy Me Love was recorded in France at EMI.
Tell Andre to get a life.
He knows everything, though. I mean, he's
big deal. Who even knows if he's right?
He's right.
He could make that up. Nobody.
You know what? I'd rather learn more about the pride of Poland.
I have to, give myself.
I'd like to know who Poland isn't proud of.
Very heavy thoughts, about it.
Guy ran out of the ring like a girl.
I have a reputation as a dirty fighter, and this particular reason, somebody headbutt me, and just, and nobody took care of this, If you didn't have half warning,
Right, what you said. The pride of Poland. Put him in a dress. Call him the bride of Poland.
This is John Smith. I have a suggestion for the show.
I love him.
Myself a near expert in rock and roll trivia. So I was wondering if I can compete next week in rock and roll.
All right. Where'd you get the Yankee shirt?
Oh, somebody gave it to me.
Isn't wearing a gay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look.
Oh, he's got Melendez.
Oh, Melendez, a Yankee shirt.
No apostrophe?
Do the Mets have a chance?
Yeah, of course they have a chance.
John's not gloating today. I was surprised. I thought I just
my
ball's pretty bad.
I thought it was funny.
Well, John didn't play on Saturday night or Sunday night. He shouldn't be gloating.
Listen, anything can happen. The Yankees came back from losing the first two.
Did you go to any of the games?
Yeah, I went last night.
Hey, by the way, I tried to call you Saturday. I needed to ask you a question.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I don't even have your Manhattan number.
Nobody ever has his number.
Jerry's got the number.
No, I told you we put it in notes. He just didn't know where to go.
Yeah, I didn't have the number.
Well,
I called the Long Island house.
He always moves around, and nobody knows where he is.
Yeah.
Summer's over, Howard. That's really a summer house.
Oh, I didn't know he was summering out in Winnebago. Summer house. Look at this guy.
You were good before.
It's my seaside resort.
We were laughing about John on Friday night because I was telling you about the farm plans.
Yeah.
I hear you're buying a farm.
Yeah.
I'm at the Limp Bizkit show. Robin leans into me in the middle of the show. We're rocking. She goes, "You got to hear this. John's buying a farm." I go, "You got to be kidding me.
Totally serious.
What's up with this, man?"
Totally serious.
What's going on?
Well, I think I'm going to sell my house like I've been telling you about.
Would you have to live near Jackie anymore?
No.
Wow.
I'm going to
I'll miss you.
What's that going to be like?
And then I'm going to go and there's like,
Are you sad, Jackie?
Oh, yeah, I'm cracked up. E-I-O.
Of course he's sad. He's been trying to talk me out of it.
Really? Is that true?
No, I'm kidding.
I was going to say,
He's
how
hoping
drunk
Jack will buy his house.
drunk was I?
Jackie, go for number 6. Take John's house.
I heard it's somebody who's trying to buy your house.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, I don't care.
Who's buying his house?
I heard Neil wants to buy, Neil O.J. Mask wants to buy John's house.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy, I'm trading up, huh?
But I heard what John was asking for it. I said, no way.
Yeah, he wants a lot.
Yeah, his wife should come with us for that price.
It's not, Howard.
You should throw your wife in with that. Massage my ass.
It's not that crazy.
Actually, that's the going rate.
It's not? Is it the going rate?
Yeah, it's the price I'm asking is comparable to other houses in the neighborhood.
Well, you're going to be a millionaire when you sell that house.
And then put it in blue chips.
No. And I'm going to
blue chip. What about the market, man? It's taking a bad hit. You still in?
Of course I'm in.
You're going to be in for the long term.
Viacom's way up.
Yeah, it's coming back.
It's coming back?
Yeah. What year?
Now go and tell him about the farm.
Where's Viacom at?
What is it, Jack? 50 something?
Oh, wait. I got to tell you something really funny. It's bad enough that the stock market's going down, and I was telling Tom this whole thing about I was going to redo my kitchen, but, all the stocks went down, including Viacom. So I'm showing it on my computer, and Tom goes, by the way, that's Viacom. You own Viacom B. And I go, what the hell is Viacom B? It's, like a slightly lesser stock because, we're lower in the company. So you put a Viacom B, it's like another 50 cents lower.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Lucky you.
Is that what
I'm
we've
watching
done?
Viacom for like 3 years.
I knew
I
No, it's Viacom.
got Viacom B.
I knew we had B, but I thought they were the same
No.
price.
I never heard of like owning a Viacom B.
Yeah,
It
ours
always
stopped.
hits you one way or another.
Howard,
Yeah,
ours
low
stopped.
rent.
We can't vote on the corporation. On
Right, we
on
just
any of
belong
these
for the
things.
ride.
Well, went from 44 to 58.
We're
Yeah.
sort of like Puerto Rico, Howard. We're ruled by the president. We're just not allowed to vote.
Yeah.
Right.
So go ahead. What about your farm?
What is this farm you're going to buy?
Believe it or not, farms upstate are very cheap. So you can get 100 acres
Go ahead.
with a lake, a meadow.
Oh, what are you talking, like the Catskills?
No, like Albany area or a little.
Albany, how are you going to get up there? When are you going to go visit that?
Well,
What?
you summer there.
A plow.
Summer, how are you going to get to work?
Well, we have 3 weeks of vacation in the summer.
Yeah.
And then you go there, and then you. It's
Oh, so that's going to be you're not going to go on vacations. It's going to be where you vacated.
yeah, and it's going to be an investment as well.
Can I say something?
Because I think eventually, you can't lose in real estate.
It's real estate.
Why don't you take the money
That's
you're
in the
gonna
middle of nowhere.
get from the house, right? Find a
Pay for
nicer
lunch.
place to live in the city, and then take what little is left over, and for the 2 weeks of vacation you get a year, just go crazy.
away.
Because to
rent that
me, it's
kind
an
of place.
investment. It isn't just.
His life is an investment.
We were joking about, the road will come in.
Yeah.
Then John will make
Well, they're gonna, build a speed
You know what?
train.
Yeah. Well, like my brother-in-law,
Yeah.
he lives in like Georgia.
Yeah.
And he bought a house like 15 years ago. And he said, this house is no house. He says, this is an investment. There's going to be a highway built through here. I know about this.
I'm still waiting.
And when the highway's built, that's when I'm going to cash in. 15 years still, there ain't no highway. There's no talk of a highway.
But Howard,
He's still no one's offered him a thing.
think of having that much land and woods and stuff. You can walk around naked. There's nobody on your property. It's
But then you got to get there.
It's only a 3.5 hour drive.
If you're lucky.
I should show you some of these pictures. You get a 150-year-old Victorian house with it, a barn.
How much?
150,000.
Really?
200,000. It's very cheap.
What about maintenance? You got to maintain that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of property.
Oh, he won't maintain anything.
I got
a hammer.
Maintain the woods. I got to mow the. I'm not mowing the lawn.
No, but it's still another house to keep. There's things that have to be done.
Like what?
And what are you and your wife going to do? Sit there and stare at each other? It's not going to be any people around.
like Ma and Pa cattle.
You're not going to have parties.
I'm going to bring the kids. We'll go.
The kids?
What?
Where are all their friends? You don't know anything about being a father, do you?
Oh my God.
Listen.
What, are you bringing the whole neighborhood?
My kids. Now I'm separated. My kids always bring friends with them. You got to have friends.
Of course.
Just got to run the fresh air fund up there.
Of course.
But when they're younger, John, how you going to bring the friends?
What do you mean? I already have friends who would easily come up with their kids, camp out, bring food. It'll be great.
Camp out.
Camp by the lake.
Oh, my
go
God.
swimming. Tie a rope.
Sounds
to
like
a
chicks
tree.
are going to be in my head.
Tie a rope to a tree and swing out until
That's
your own
fun.
lake.
You better think this through.
Huckleberry Melendez.
For $200,000, you could buy the whole North Dakota, but it's nowhere. Nobody wants it. Hey, buy it. Go ahead, man.
3 hours drive. It takes Fred that long to get to
but it's not the middle of nowhere.
Where?
Where he has to go, it takes him 3.5 hours.
No.
Oh, come on.
What, to the Hamptons?
2 hours to the Hamptons.
There's people there when he gets
2 hours.
You go
But you go out there, there's a scene.
the stores and
That's a present part of it.
I'm married. I need a scene.
But it's also not the middle of nowhere.
The
either.
land is sort of.
You love social stuff. You love drinking beer with people.
All you guys should come. We'll have
Guys will come. You don't look for me.
Yeah, he wants you to go up there and live in a tent.
How close is the nearest?
Yeah, while he's living in the house.
How close is the nearest?
Yeah, I haven't investigated everything.
No, but I'm saying that's one thing you should look into.
Of course.
Farm.
When have you
A lot of things you got to
farm?
look into. I'm talking to Robin. I'm just telling her, something I've been thinking about. It wasn't like I went and like,
farm. Just stay where you are.
I got to tell you something. For a guy who's constantly crying poverty, you got big ideas
plans.
all the time.
Big plans.
What's he going to do with that farm?
I'm broke. I just bought a farm.
Yeah. Can I borrow $2 for a cab? I just bought a farm.
Jackie, lend me $100. I got to plant some corn.
You're gonna buy
Robert Johnson, can I borrow your plow?
You're gonna buy a farm, but you're gonna borrow $10 from the parking lot attendant again.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that's insane.
Tractor.
Hey, my computer's down.
It is?
Again?
Yeah, just so. No, I mean the computer. I look for the phone calls to see if there's anybody on the line. It just went black.
We'll get that fixed.
All right.
You know, it's funny when you talk about this. My family owns 10 acres in Palatka, Florida.
Yeah.
I remember when they bought it, the big thing was that, Disney's coming over, and they're going to buy this land right up. And you know what?
Palatka, Florida.
30 years, we're going to be millionaires. And
Yeah.
it's quicksand.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. It is.
So what are you going to do? You're going to start going up to Albany and start researching pieces of property and stuff?
Yeah, I'm actually taking a ride. I got a friend of Doug Goodstein's already bought a farm up there. He showed me the pictures. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go with him up there and check it out and see if it's something that I'd like to do.
What about the water? You love the water on your vacation.
I'm going to own my own lake.
You're going to own your own lake?
Yeah. I mean, this guy owns his own lake and woods. I mean, I'm going to put my boat in my own lake. And I'm only
and be there by yourself.
Yeah, that's good.
Another $50,000, you'll be the mayor of the town.
Think about it. Beautiful.
Think about it.
He's Kim Basinger.
It sounds
he's buying his own town.
It sounds nice.
It sounds
serene.
Incredibly serene and
Imagine him owning
lonely.
Imagine him owning 100 acres. Land baron.
They got to be the most worthless acres.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It'll be like Melendez land. Melon land.
Yeah.
You just want to say you own 100 acres. It makes you feel like a rich man.
No. It's really not true. I just like to be alone, I think. Just have a nice little place with a beautiful...
well, you will be alone.
Surroundings.
No one's coming up to visit you, dude.
Beautiful views.
You know what you got to be really careful of? Because I've seen this happen before. I'm not making this up. I have friends in Vermont. When people like you move into that town, the people that live there hate you.
Right.
They really start...
That's right. Now you can't talk to anybody.
Who cares? I'm 100,000 miles away from anybody.
Well, so when you go to the store, I had a friend who bought a house in Vermont, and they just really disliked him because he was a New Yorker buying in their town, and he was riding a snowmobile, and they made him stop about 2 miles away from his house. So he said, okay, I'll bring it back to my house. And the cop said no, and he made him push it 2 miles back to his house.
Well, first of all, this is New York. I'm a New Yorker.
I'm going for eggs. Cover me.
That's not New York.
That's not New York.
Know about the other parts of New York.
Dude, Albany's not New York. When you drive upstate, you go, I swear, I got pulled over once, and the guy goes, and he brought us to a little garage, like Andy and Mayberry type judge.
I've been there, actually.
And the guy was like, hey, what do you New Yorkers? And I'm going, you a New Yorker too, dude? When they say New Yorkers, that's a code word.
Howard, it's like getting pulled
Better
over in
you
Georgia.
get stopped in Vermont.
No, it's true. I agree with you. But I would like to get a snowmobile as well.
To me, it always sounds like you Jew.
Your whole life growing up on Long Island, you always talked about upstate. It's funny when you go down there or go up there, and they refer to you as downstaters.
Yeah, downstaters.
See, Howard, as a kid, I always camped out a lot.
The downstater, when they say it, it's like down. To me, it's like you nigger. That's what it sounds like to me, man.
Burners.
Yeah, we're gonna come here, cocky. We're gonna string you out to the back of the truck.
Squeal louder.
Ding, ding, ding.
It's a whole different world.
We always said it's amazing how you can go 2 hours north of New York and be in Kentucky.
Right.
Yeah, you want to see that part of New York? Get the movie Brothers Keeper.
I might have to come up and see that farm. Yeah, let's see. 3.5 hours up there, and then I can drive back for 3.5 hours.
Bring your sleeping bag.
3.5 hours, and now I'm here, and there's nothing to do.
We go snowmobiling.
You're great. Go. Don't try to sell me, dude. I ain't doing a 6-hour day.
Howard, you know what? I've always looked into the other house thing, like even a house up in Vermont. I've always looked into that.
Yeah.
And for us, the reason why you can never do it is because, like, I have friends who do it, so they go in late on Monday.
Yeah.
Monday off. We never have that option.
My agent, he's got a place up on the border of Massachusetts.
That's far.
Yeah, in the Berkshires.
In the Berkshires. He's up there all the time, but he don't work on Mondays.
Go back at
Monday
noon,
off.
right?
And he leaves Friday morning. He's got a 4-day weekend at least.
Like, I could leave Friday after the show and come.
He goes, you should get a place up there. I go, what? Okay. I go up Friday night, all right, in traffic. Spend Saturday there, and all Saturday I'm bumming out because I go, I got to get back early Sunday because I got to go to work.
So most of your weekend was traveling.
Traveling in a car. What's that?
I'll get a copter.
That ain't relaxing. Yeah, I'll get a copter.
I'll learn how to fly.
A chopper.
Slightly used.
It's something I've always wanted to do ever since I was a little kid.
Do it.
Be in the middle of nowhere.
It's a farm.
It's the truth. I mean, I love camping.
Siberia.
And I like...
What are you going to get, like chickens and stuff?
Could you give me a home with
maybe I'll keep Robin's horses up there. She wants to.
Never keep
No, you
my
won't.
horse.
Those supposed to be dead in a week.
He'll eat them.
They could be dead already.
A farm.
But these houses are like 10 bedrooms. I mean, it's
I'm sure.
In the middle of nowhere.
Of course it's 10 bedrooms.
Yeah,
what are you going to do with it?
You got to keep the heat on in the winter to a certain temperature, otherwise the pipes will burst.
Right.
And, it gets expensive.
Those houses are old. I got to do the same thing.
Something breaks. Who's going to be there?
You won't know it until you get back there next summer.
The house of Bayville isn't 1,000 years old. You got to hire somebody to keep it on your house.
And you live there.
You can't go to Albany every week.
Right.
So all winter long, you got to hire.
You say you're in a remote thing. Who's going to take care of the house? I mean, like, who's going to...
Now you got to have a ground.
A pipe burst. You get up there. It ruins you 3 weeks.
I'm just taking care of my house in Bayville. I mean,
you call anyway. You're on Long Island.
Your neighbors would tell you if something happened.
I'll pay somebody.
Pay who? Who's up there?
I'll meet people up there.
I'll meet people.
All right. Do what you want. Lake full of leeches, all kind of crap.
He'll be like those people I knew. They had they were from New Hampshire and they bought a house in Mexico.
Yeah.
Every winter they went to Mexico to fix the house because while they were gone for the 6 months in the summertime, the house would be hit by hurricanes, the roof would be blown off, and they'd have to go repair it. They'd repair it the whole 6 months they were there. Then they come back and it would break down again.
Sounds relaxing.
Yeah.
All right, listen, I got to take a break. We got tons of stuff to get to. I got tons of tape to play you.
Oh, I was gonna say if you're gonna bet on these guys, I'd love to bet with you.
Bet on what guys?
Oh, the rock and roll guys?
Oh, go ahead. Who do you take?
Vinny.
You think Vinny can beat Fred?
Yeah, because he's so into music. I mean, it's every day.
And so is Fred.
Not like Vinny. Vinny's
But
obsessive.
I don't agree with the Beatles questions being excluded. I mean, how can you have a rock and roll trivia contest?
Well, because Vinny's a Beatles expert, and
Give everybody else a chance.
Aren't you a Beatles expert?
No. That's part of rock and roll, though. That's like saying, you know a lot about Bruce Springsteen. I mean, I don't see why you can exclude the one thing.
It's still a very good collection of questions.
I'm sure it'll be fun.
Yeah. I mean, Doug's already seen them. And Doug said that they're the hardest questions he's ever seen in his whole life.
Will anybody be able to answer them?
What do you take, Robin?
Howard, you can.
Vinny's very impressive. When we were watching that awful movie High Fidelity, I'm telling you, he would hear 2 notes of a song and tell me exactly.
And Fred knows the same thing.
I just want to bet.
I think Vinny's going to get sweaty and choke.
Me too.
I don't know.
I bet your farm. I bet your farm.
I bet the farm on it. No, I don't want the farm.
How much you want to bet, though?
I don't want to bet with you because you don't have any money.
I have money. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't like taking money from you.
Farm.
That's ridiculous.
Hey, bet someone else.
Howard, bet him that Yankee
He's going to have his own lake.
We can have it. I'm not wearing it ever again. I just
tell you what, if I'm right, you have to show me your hemorrhoid.
Yeah.
There's a fact.
Yeah, see?
I don't even have one right now.
All right.
You'll get one.
It'll be back.
Yeah, once you lose, you'll get one.
Do some drinking.
Haley's comment.
You drink this weekend?
Yes.
Yeah. You're an alcoholic. Yeah, go ahead.
You know what we need to do at some point too? We haven't finalized the death pool. Jackie and you and I were talking about it the other day, like the actual day it ends.
I told you when it ends.
Okay, you said that in the car. I just want to make it clear for the air.
Go ahead to make it clear.
It's the last day of vacation at midnight.
Last day before vacation.
The last day before vacation. I wasn't getting that.
I said, what is Christmas?
But we're
Christmas
Christmas vacation?
Right. When is Christmas vacation?
I have to take a look.
Probably like the 17th.
Probably like the 17th.
All right. On that day, at midnight.
The 17th at midnight.
Right.
No, that's after we leave.
All right, then the 16th at midnight.
Yes.
That's it. The death
Whatever
pool
the day
ends.
before is at midnight. That's what we're saying.
Hold on.
Who's up?
Crazy. Is it the 15th? Is it Friday?
Okay,
Oh.
it's the 14th at midnight.
Oh, it's getting too soon.
Who's winning? Gary?
Gary's winning.
No, he's pressing for the deadline.
That's right.
And really, originally the deadline was December 25th at midnight.
It wasn't.
That's what I say. Christmas.
No, the deadline was before we go on vacation. And Jackie said it on the air. It was because Jackie's whole
Look at him sweating it out. Those big teeth are
Jackie's
wet.
whole rap was, it would make a great Christmas present for someone to have that money for Christmas.
And we all agreed on that.
We did?
I told you the other day, it's Christmas,
Hey, you can extend it a year.
December 25th.
Okay.
Well, that's not what you originally said.
Right.
All right. I'll give it to you December. You're getting the money anyway. Don't worry.
I don't think so. I mean,
I know.
Who's going to die
before now and then? You got a guy who's 25 years old. Who's going to beat that?
Anything. You said nobody was going to win after the first guy died.
Who's your guy that just died?
Ben Orr.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Full page article, People Magazine.
You still don't know who he is.
Still don't know who he is. I know who he is, but you'd have to.
Full page article, People Magazine.
You go down on the street.
I did. I went down on the street. I said to people, just friends and stuff. I go, do you know who Benjamin Orr is? And they went, no.
Yeah.
You should have said Ben Orr. Benjamin's going to fool him.
Ben Orr. Say Ben Orr.
Hey, Gary.
You want Orr.
How much can somebody offer you to sell?
I already tried to buy it off him the other night when we were going down to Robinson. I go, hey, Gary, here's $100. Can we have your guy?
No,
It's not in the.
No, not can't fool me.
You wouldn't sell it for like $1,000?
Why? Why would I?
Oh, my God. He's going to make so much money. Why would he do that?
Why would I do that?
Well, now he's getting smart. Now you
How
can't
much
fool him.
is the grand prize?
Oh, like 10 grand.
But I'm telling you, anything could change, because we all said when that first guy died, Richard Mulligan, oh, that's it. No one else is going to die between now and then.
Hold on, guy. If somebody said his $5 grand, would you take it?
No.
Oh, really?
Because he would have in the past.
Yeah. But also, all right.
Go buy a farm.
You wouldn't take $5 grand, really?
I would. No, I'm just. I mean,
a lot of people could die, man.
Yeah, no.
This is what we're in for. I'm just going with it.
He learned his lesson good.
He sure did. That boy learned when he saw me collect that $2,500.
I'll take $9 grand for it.
Sold it to me for $100. Stupid. Anyway, he turned the other tooth though now.
The other day we walked past one of those stores.
Very wide turn.
Where they sell the masks for Halloween.
Yeah.
And somebody looked in the window and they went, "There's a Gary mask. They have a Mr. Potato Head."
Yeah.
The biggest teeth.
Luckily, that's why I talk so much. I have personality to overcome my looks.
Well, you do talk a lot, dude.
I know.
I'm not trying to be goofy. I was just thinking about this.
Just talk to him.
When you got, the caps put on, did you ask for big caps?
No, this is John. What do you think was going on before the caps? You didn't. You met.
No, but you filed your teeth down. Why does the teeth have to be so big?
Yeah. They all have to match. I don't know. I just went with
what
the dentist said.
If they put regular sized teeth in his mouth after they took those big teeth out, he'd either have 500 little teeth or there'd be 500.
No, I'll tell you, I have little teeth because every picture I see of me, you don't even see my teeth.
You do have little teeth.
I know, my mouth is open in that picture in the magazine where I'm running.
Teeth.
I got no teeth.
Howard, imagine if he didn't have those big teeth in there, those lips would be flapping around like...
If they tried to put regular-sized teeth in there and make them fit together,
you know what?
Like a shark.
That's why I think, seriously, Jackie's right. I think the dentist gave you big teeth because your mouth, your lips are big.
Can I do liposuction?
No, come on, your lips are so big that it would look weird.
They would flap like sheets in a windstorm.
You don't understand. Now, the gums
incredibly old
were already fit for those big teeth.
But
so they had to put something to fill up the gums.
You know what? This is like talking about a retarded person while they're in the room.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm here, guys.
Exactly like that.
I see what you're saying, but
if you have a big space and you put something little in it, it
won't look right.
What happens when I have
some? It seems to me.
Am I invisible?
Not with those.
Then couldn't he have at least asked for white?
No, I had that conversation. I had.
I'll have the green color.
I gotta tell you, no. The guy comes out with it's just like a paint chart.
Yeah.
Except it's it's a teeth chart.
Right.
With different colors.
Right.
So of course I want that one. I want pearly white. And you can't have that one because it doesn't match the rest of the teeth in your mouth.
It'll be so white.
Can you imagine big white teeth?
Because I see a lot of guys like Regis on TV has super white teeth and it doesn't even match how old he is.
Right. It looks odd.
He's got 20-year-old teeth.
It's like having the jet black hair on a wrinkly face.
Yeah. Like Mike Wallace. I saw him at the Met game.
Yeah.
He's smiling. Looks like he's got 19-year-old teeth.
You know there's somebody else's teeth.
Yeah, with the jet black hair.
Mike Wallace has
and everything else is falling apart.
The guy has 8 cups of coffee a day. He's got white teeth.
Yeah, right. Smoking.
Cigarettes.
He sticks out like OJ at a Nicole family reunion. Speaking of OJ, I'm watching TV yesterday. It's so great when those airplane movies come on. I was watching Leslie Nielsen and, one of the airplane movies. I don't even know which one. Priscilla Presley was in it.
Yeah.
And there's OJ acting like a buffoon.
It puts another edge on it.
It does.
You know, OJ could go off.
And OJ's kind of the step and fetch it, like, hey, look at me.
Hello.
He's like a big dummy.
And in retrospect, you realize that he would go home
and beat Nicole.
Because of those roles.
I think they should sue Airplane. All right, I got to take a break. When we come back, we have so much more to do. I told you we have tons of tape. I'm not getting into it. And did you see this controversy in Rolling Stone magazine?
What's the controversy?
Vice President Al Gore is on the cover, and his schlong is enormous.
Very prominent.
Very prominent. And they're saying that either they airbrushed in a schlong. Could they have done that?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
What is the controversy? They airbrushed in the
Well,
I thought it was that it was too big and they had to airbrush it down a little bit.
No. What they're saying is they enhanced his midsection to make it sexier because they didn't think he'd be a big draw on the cover.
Yeah.
So did they enhance him to make it a sexier photo?
Because if there's any truth to this picture, he's hung like quite the horse.
He should be president.
He's the vice penis. I mean, president.
So what's the deal on him? It's close. He's losing. What's going on?
Now they're saying it's close, but he's still behind.
Yeah. Oh, it's too late to register, by the way.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, I think Friday was the last day.
I'm at the deadline. You know.
I'm at the deadline.
I think I have to get in by Friday.
Yeah, because I don't think I registered to vote where I live now.
But you can still go to your old...
My old house.
Address.
Old address, right.
You gotta go. You gotta.
I gotta vote.
It's important.
Yeah, but if he goes for Gore, isn't he like going to win in New York anyway?
Who knows? Just vote for Gore.
Just vote for Gore.
People like you that like the election.
Right? I mean,
yeah, you're right.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
If I vote for Gore, what?
No, they're expecting Gore to win in New York anyway. So.
Yeah, but if everybody takes that attitude,
No,
then
that's
she won't win.
But he's right in terms of, the president is really elected by the Electoral College. So if your state's going Gore anyway, that vote really doesn't count.
I went to NYU.
Because the president could win the popular vote and still lose the election.
And when has it ever happened?
Never. But it doesn't really matter. He's going to take New York.
Will the Mets win one game in the World Series?
Yeah.
They will?
They're going back to Shea. That's your hope. That they can win in their own
I
vote.
I see it going sort of like this. I think the Mets will win the next two, and they'll probably lose the third one. They'll go back to Yankee Stadium.
Saturday night's game was the best baseball game I ever watched.
It was an incredible game.
Well, you know that guy.
And I got news for you. If anybody could stay awake on Sunday night, last night must have been incredibly exciting with them scoring, 6 runs, 5 runs in the ninth?
In the ninth.
I mean, they should never took Clemens out. He was pitching a masterpiece.
I know.
And they scored 3 runs off that Mariano Rivera, who's unhittable.
Who's really supposed to be a closer.
Yeah, but
for sure.
the rep with him is when he has a big lead, he always lets up a couple of runs. But if it's tight, he's great.
But we're in trouble. Benitez is a wild.
Joe Torre walked out of the press conference afterwards. He should have been happy and everything, but what happened was they started asking him too many questions about Roger Clemens throwing the piece of the bat at Mike Piazza.
I still don't understand why he would do that.
It was really weird.
And he should have been thrown out of the game.
No, I don't think he should have been thrown out of the game because
he should have.
He didn't hit him.
But he was trying to.
He was trying to hit him.
If I shoot
then you got to evaluate if he was really trying to do it or not, and you don't know if that was his intention.
Well, what was he trying to do?
If it was not the World Series, they would have thrown him out of the game.
And with the history between those two guys.
Yeah, but he was wrongfully accused to begin with because he hit Piazza.
Say this
I mean, everybody pitches in on batters.
John, what was he doing with that bat last night? What was he? If he wasn't trying to hit Piazza, what was he doing with it?
I'm not saying he wasn't angrily throwing it on Piazza's way.
Well, then that's wrong.
Let me ask another question of John. John, can a batter throw a bat?
What?
Can a batter throw a bat?
At somebody.
At all.
Again,
if I was Piazza, you know what I would have done? On the next pitch, I would have taken my bat and thrown it at the...
You swing and you accidentally let it go.
Let it go. But lose it by accident.
But a batter cannot intentionally throw a bat
hold on a
at
second,
all.
Robert. Did you hear his explanation? He was throwing, towards the bat.
You're not supposed to throw a bat.
While the guy's running?
First of all, he didn't throw it at Piazza on the fly. It bounced a few times even before it got
He was trying to hit him.
Supposed
to
don't even.
Are you gonna? You argue about everything.
No. I'm just telling you. I'm playing. Devil's advocate.
Dude, call it what it is.
John, if it was,
you're playing what? Public advocate?
No, devil's advocate.
Devil's advocate.
If the roles were reversed and it were Al Leiter throwing at Roger Clemens, it would be obvious what was going on.
I was there. I thought it was weird. I'm not saying it was.
Why wouldn't he throw it towards the third base line?
I was there. It makes a difference. I saw it on TV.
You're not supposed to pick up that piece of wood and throw it. Nobody's ever supposed to throw a bat.
Hey, when you're sitting there at the game, do you realize on TV that they're like, for the next 10 innings, they're showing that over and over again?
There's a guy behind me who called his friend. They said they were showing it a bunch of times.
Yeah, right. Because you probably forgot about it.
No, it was on everybody's mind.
It was?
Yeah.
Imagine if he hit him.
Imagine if he hurt him.
Or he tripped over.
But that's why they said that, they took out Clemens in the 9th inning because they didn't want him to face, Piazza again.
Right.
It was a bad move.
I'll tell you, it's going to be when the Mets have to play the Yankees next year at Shea Stadium. If Clemens has to pitch, they're just going to hit him right in the head.
Right.
I mean, they're just dying for him to come and bat.
Yeah, but he never gets up to bat.
No, he will if they play at Shea Stadium.
Right.
In fact, they were interviewing Clemens after Torre, last night, and they were saying, are you going to pitch at Shea? And he kept saying, no comment. So.
Yeah.
They've made sure he doesn't pitch at Shea.
This is when Joe Torre left.
You have to be emotional, and you have to be passionate about this. Am I saying that he should have picked up the bat and thrown it? No. Jesus Christmas.
Jesus Christmas. Then he got up, he walked out, and then he came back.
Well, for Joe Torre, that's pretty animated.
Yeah, because he never gets crazy.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's alive. He's like a robot.
His eyes are getting very droopy.
I hear he's a really nice guy. And also, he like cries after he wins all the time.
Yeah, well, he cried during when they won the last series. Yeah,
I saw that.
He's a very sensitive man.
I think they keep his head alive, but the rest of his body died. That's what I read.
Well, they have these little, either they're promos or commercials. He has a young child.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
And they show him, it's like
no wonder he's worn out.
With this little toddler.
Was he got a young wife?
I guess so.
Yeah. She's a really hot blonde.
Was she like 15?
She's probably around her middle 30s or so, but hot. And he's got, it's funny because they'll show you, first of all, Joe Torre looks odd when he's not in the baseball uniform. Yeah. So he always wears sweaters. Athletes wear those sweaters.
Yeah, right. Casual.
So I've seen magazine spreads where him and the hot wife and the baby, and he's in a sweater, and they're like on the floor, like, looking at magazines or like playing with toys and stuff.
Right,
and, he's got no hair without the hat on.
Yeah,
sweater on.
Yeah.
And he's got this, this 2-year-old that doesn't look anything like him.
Oh, that's great. I found a better tape of Joe Torre at the press conference where he exploded afterwards. This is really funny.
Would he throw it at him? That to me is the simple question. Let's not take the fact that what happened, but let's try to analyze it and why would he throw it at him? So he'd get thrown out of the game in the second game of the World Series? Does that make any sense to anybody? Or is that too a story to write? Huh? But somebody answer me. You guys ask me questions. Somebody answer my question. Why would he do it? Because he's angry with him? That's reason? Because he's angry? He's angry with him, so he screws 24 other people on his team?
Yeah.
People don't get thrown out of World Series games. He got thrown out of a World Series game in Oakland one day. But why would he do it? He's angry at Mike.
Why would O.J. kill his wife, who he'd already divorced?
Yeah, but why wouldn't Roger Clemens be thrown out of another World Series game?
Why would a man kill 7 women who he doesn't even know? Why would it happens.
But you already have a history of Roger Clemens not caring whether he gets thrown out of a game.
Right. And what a dumb thing. Well, why would he do it? Someone answer that. Well,
it's nobody.
You answer it.
Why?
Yeah.
Piazza, because he hit Mike Piazza in the head. Now, give me an answer to that one, too. Now, wouldn't Mike Piazza be mad at him instead? Now, why would he hit him in the head? Now, figured, throw a bat and hit him in the knee. We completely disable this kid. Still haven't given me an answer.
I have no answer.
That's right. You don't have an answer because there is no answer. It doesn't make sense. Now, should he have done it? No. But I think it was very emotional.
Joe, they should have let us in there. We have answers.
Joe, let me interview you. Who let the dogs out? Every radio station, whenever I get in the car, my daughter puts on Z100 because that's her thing, top 40 radio. And every song now is like Who Let the Mets Out instead of Who Let the Dogs Out, as if that song needed a song parody. And then they took Bon Jovi's song, the new one. It's my life, it's now or never. I'm not going to live forever.
I don't even want to.
So now it's like, I forget what they did with it. It's like, it's the Mets and Yankees. Yeah, and it's just like, and like you listen and you go, why don't they just play the Bon Jovi song? Just shut up with that. They're bad song parodies. They're not funny. And they go on and on and on. And the lyrics are almost not understandable. Like, it's the Mets and Yankees. I don't know if I'm going to root for one or the other. Then and it's just, what? What's the point of view on this song parody? I get crazed from it. What? Yeah.
There's like a jamming format all over the country. They call it Jammin' Oldies. It's like, from the 70s and 80s. And I can't remember what song it was, but they can't use the Baja Men because they don't play it. So they were playing like an old 70s song, and they just threw Met lyrics in the middle of it.
Yeah, right. It's like,
no rhyme or reason.
Everybody's gotta love the Mets.
Yeah.
Everybody's gotta go to Shea. It's like, shut up. We're being baseballed to death.
And parodied to death.
And you know what?
Song parodies. I started doing song parodies years ago. I thought it was a cool idea to take a song and make a parody. They got so many of them now.
It started with that. It got to the the ridiculous end when the Jerry Maguire song parody started coming out.
Yeah.
People taking movie lyrics or movie scenes and putting them in songs and making people cry.
I want to hold your glove. I want to hold your glove.
But now when anything happens, you have to put it in some song everybody knows.
Right, and apparently all you do to write a song parody is just list everyone's name.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, Agbayani and Zeal 2 and Ventura and...
Agbayani's getting a lot of crap for coming on our show and predicting a 5-game win.
I knew he would, because that's supposed to be something you don't do.
Yeah, but what is else the guy going to do? I mean, so
You're
what?
supposed to be humble and gracious.
Yeah. And Agbayani, has to say he was kidding.
Yeah, it's like a script these guys have.
Yeah, the answer is, we're both two evenly matched teams. It's going to be a good series, and you can't predict.
So let's everyone be boring and not have any fun.
On that sports radio and stuff, people will call in and complain if somebody actually gloats about being good at what they do.
I know. Because most people aren't good at what they do. Mike, you're on the air.
Listen, Howard, I just want to clear something up. He didn't throw at the bat at him on purpose. Big mistake. He was just pumped up, all wound up. He actually threw the bat towards the backstop. Didn't know Piazza was running, so...
Oh, dude, come on.
You're buying that.
You buy that.
Jackass.
Nah, I'm with the bucktooth jackass.
He didn't throw it towards...
do it on purpose.
He didn't throw it towards the backstop. He threw it right in the middle of the...
Yeah, but he didn't know Piazza was running. You should know that. He just threw it towards...
You don't know.
How do you know that?
Baseball player.
Because I was watching the play. He was looking down. He didn't realize he was running down the first
You're
base
dreaming.
He hurled it in anger. If he was going to toss it...
Yeah, all right. It was in anger. He was pumped up, but he didn't do it.
By the way, these are guys who barely bend over to get the ball. They don't go and pick up junk.
Right.
Was he cleaning off the area?
Believe me, he did not do it.
And he had a rush
he
to
just hit
do
him with
it?
the ball instead of the bat?
Get out of here. Crazy.
Didn't have the ball, you whack ball.
He's obviously got some sort of problem, this guy. He's mental. I mean, the guy on the phone. Woody, what is it?
Who's this?
Howard.
Hey, Howard, how are you?
Hey, man.
You got a bad rap the other day about the Agbayani thing.
What do you mean?
I'm listening to John Stelling on the show. I'm a Yankee fan. Listen to John Stelling and Michael Kay. I put the radio thing in my ear, watch it on the television. I get it delayed on the satellite.
Okay.
And the Agbayani, he says game in 5, and you get the bad rap.
Who got a bad rap?
You did.
Why?
Why? Because
you're not being clear. I didn't get any bad rap.
What did John Sterling say something about Howard?
Easy there, Mola Mouth. Take it easy there, Slim. Take it easy. I'm talking to Howard.
He's talking to me.
No, we're just trying to clear it out.
Can you get the idiot off the phone? Who am I talking to? I'll hold again.
Hey, Woody.
I don't mind holding. Yeah, this is Woody.
Hey, Woody.
Yeah, who's this?
It's Howard.
Hey, Howard, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good.
All right, I've silenced Molar Mouth over there.
Thank you. Hey, Mola Mouth, shut up. Hey, with that old Yankee jersey he's got. Come on, I'll give you one.
So what I'm saying is that they didn't badmouth me.
They badmouthed the Agbayani guy when he said the truth thing on the air with you.
Right.
Yeah, and you got the bad rap.
Right.
I was listening to John Stelling and Michael Kay.
Yeah, I get you.
Earphone in my ear on the radio because they hang out with the team and they travel with the team and they know the real team of the Yankees.
All right, Woody, I'm going to put you back on hold.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Maybe Molar Mouth will pick up.
Yeah, Molar Mouth. Hey, Heather, you're on the air.
Hi, Howard.
Hi, baby.
Hi. Yesterday at 5 o'clock in Los Angeles, Kathy Lee Gifford had her world premiere for her CD on the Home Shopping Network.
Oy vey.
Hysterical.
She's selling the CD on the Home Shopping Network.
Yeah, the Home Shopping Network.
You heard what?
They showed a world premiere of her video. She's in a pair of skin-tight steel leather pants.
Oh.
She's got huge saggy boobs.
I got to see it.
Rocking out. She's totally acting like Celine Dion.
I have somebody send me the tape of it. Huh?
She was singing, yeah. They showed her video.
I have somebody send me the tape of it.
Oh, good.
And then,
we're getting tape of it.
You're getting tape of it?
Yeah.
It's hysterical. On her song Heartache, Heartache,
yeah.
She starts it by saying, eat your heart out, Shania.
Oh.
And it gets worse. She does air guitar with Bobby, the TV announcer for Home Shopping.
Yeah. Well, she's a real rock star now.
She's a rock star.
Thank you. Gail, go ahead. You're on the air.
I actually hear them playing it on some of the light stations
They
here,
do?
like a record. They don't say, hey, guess what Kathy Lee's up to. They're playing it going, that's Kathy Lee Gifford and her song.
Hey, how about this? And Gail, let me get this thought out. Frank Gifford, in a very quiet ceremony.
Ceremony?
Yeah, his number was retired. He was a football player, as you know.
I heard about this, yeah.
And his number was retired at some small dinner.
Now, usually, by the Giants. And usually, when you have a number retired, it's a whole big thing. You go to the stadium.
Usually it's during a game, at the beginning of a game or something.
They announce it and stuff. Now, let me ask you a question. I mean, I have theories. And we can go around the room. What is your theory as to why Frank Gifford, in a very, very quiet ceremony, had his number retired, and why not at the stadium in front of the fans? I believe he was afraid of being ridiculed.
I agree.
Afraid of being, you mean by the crowd?
Yes.
I think when you announce Frank Gifford's coming out to 80,000 Giants fans, most of them just goof and boo on him.
Wow.
I also think every place they put it in the newspaper, they would qualify it with Gifford,
Frank
who
Gifford,
was caught cheating, etc.
Right. Frank Gifford to this day still holds records
Yes.
that have not been broken.
Many Giants records.
Yes.
I think it's because Caddy Lee doesn't want him taking attention away from her album.
Oh, Jesus.
You had to go around the room for this.
Why don't you go buy a farm upstate? Gail, go ahead.
Yeah, that's why I'm calling. I think it's the funniest bit, John buying a farm, since Cookie Puss.
Yeah.
It is. We have a place upstate, and my husband and I, and our family is outdoorsy. I don't think he has a clue as to the financials, anything.
It's a constant upkeep.
Just every weekend we're up there, and it's more work than it is relaxing time.
Right.
You know, and it's just hysterical to me. And
My wife will do it.
Stigma with downstaters.
Well, you know what the first thing you have to do is, Howard, I'm thinking about this, 10 rooms. The first thing you have to do is furnish it.
Yeah.
And that's a huge cost.
We just have a small cabin, but a lot more acreage than he's even considering. And roads wash out, and it's tractors and dozers. And my husband's in
he's got to get
construction.
huge equipment to deal with it.
Now, but he won't deal with anything.
I know, he doesn't seem like outdoorsy. And
I'm very outdoorsy. What do you mean I don't
He
feel
likes
outdoorsy?
he likes to drink beer outdoors.
I don't think that qualifies for...
Well, thank you for the call.
Sure.
Absolutely, you're making too much sense. Mike, go ahead. You're on the air.
She bought a log cabin, Howard.
Right.
Howard.
Yes.
How you doing? My name is Mike. I live down in the metro area. I bought a house upstate. It was on an auction site. I first got a look at it, and I bought it for $325. A house with a detached garage.
Really?
Yeah.
$325.
So cheap out there. I'm telling you.
I had to do a little research, and I went to the auction and I lost it, and then I had to negotiate with the county. But it has to be offered to the public first.
$300 to buy a farm.
And I'll tell you
Oh no, it's not a farm. It's a town, like a town lot type deal, 100 by 200. So it's small, but it's a really good deal. And I will support a plot of land off a creek for $75.
Well, John can do it.
I know Jackie Martling is buying Maine, the entire state.
But then I'm selling it to John.
Jackie's talking about me about, buying a farm. He has 5 houses and an apartment.
6.
The best thing is,
So I can get to them in an hour.
It only takes me 2 hours and 20 minutes to get up there.
2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Ain't
I bought the property near Amsterdam.
There's 2 other things you have to contend with, too, John. The first thing is not like regular town. You have to plow your own road. So when it snows, say it snows really bad.
You ain't going up there.
Then you have to have somebody plow it for you. And the other thing is, you have to take your own garbage away. Garbage pickup doesn't come there. You have to throw it in the back of your car. It stinks. And you have to find, a public place to dump it during regular hours.
Yeah, I got receipts for that, too.
There's much more snow up there than down here.
Yeah.
I know,
but
less snow.
taxes
Pipes
are every
freeze.
too.
Well, hey, do it, man. I want to laugh.
This guy wants you to be his neighbor.
Yeah. You could get the house next to him is on sale for $200.
I work in the city, too.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, no problem.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll do the news for you right after these words.
Back to the game for a second. Did you see that they had Yogi Berra and some other guy, Don Larson, throw out the first pitch of the first game?
I didn't see that.
And you look at these guys, they were the guys. They were the best at what they did at one time. Yogi Berra now can't bend down.
Right.
And the other guy can't catch a ball.
Right.
Here's where we're all headed. Those were real athletes.
And I couldn't catch a ball. I couldn't catch a ball when I was in my prime. Imagine what I'm going to be like.
Ooh.
What is it, Johnny boy?
Howard.
Hey.
I want to ask Jackie if he knows any way to pass a urine test for pot.
Well, you've only been smoking, right?
Yeah, that's it.
There are ways to beat the urine test.
There's actually
What kind of urine test do you have to take for what kind of job?
It's to get into a union, a builders union.
there's an actual website where they tell you how to do that.
What's the website? Do you know?
I think it's passthetest.com or there's a link off jokeland.com.
Oh, go to jokeland.com and there's a link to.
I haven't gone to it in a long time. I'm not sure if it's still up, but it tells you how to if you've been drinking or smoking or taking.
What is it, John? Give us some advice.
A friend of mine passed the pot test by drinking vinegar.
Yeah, right. We had that guy in the air. How much vinegar? It's a tremendous amount of vinegar.
Yeah, it's like a big glass of vinegar.
I'll tell you one thing. What are you talking about? White vinegar?
Yeah.
All I know is white vinegar got rid of red wine stains on my carpet Saturday night.
But how long before the test?
I think you got to do it like I think a few days before and then the day of. Like, you know, I think it's twice you got to do it. A glassful.
Oh.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah,
you better go on the website. I don't know if that's even safe. I think you could kill yourself doing that.
I think it's passyourdrugtest.com.
Passyourdrugtest.com?
Pretty sure.
There is another way to pass.
How?
But it's kind of difficult. You have to stop smoking pot.
What are you, crazy?
Guy was passed out when I said that.
I thought you were saying, there are guys who get people who are straight, clean, to go for them.
Yeah, but they follow you into this place.
Yeah, but then you rig up like a little situation where
What
it
you
looks
do,
like you're going.
They never look directly at your penis. You can hook a tube to a bag and tape the tube to your ween.
Yeah.
Right, and
then squeeze
you
it.
just squeeze it out.
Yeah. But the vinegar thing supposedly works, but it sounds awfully dangerous, dude.
All right.
So, also something about poppy seeds. If you eat a lot of bagels with poppy
Heard
seeds.
that too, but I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, or maybe that's what sets off the pot thing.
I think it is.
You got to go to the website and check it out.
All right, thanks, man.
Later. See, I got to get my website together because I would have that information posted. Because nobody deserves to be busted for pot.
Yeah, but do you want a guy building your building?
No.
Air traffic control.
The way, we had to take a urine test here in order to operate this equipment, and I had a vial of some good urine taped to my buttocks. It felt good. I sat on it by accident.
Oh, made a big mess.
Had a big mess. It was Fred's urine.
He was good enough.
Remember when we tried to take a picture of Fred's naked ass on the Xerox machine, and Fred broke the Xerox machine? He smashed the glass. And then he just ran out of here.
It could only happen to Fred.
He didn't want to be yelled at. What?
Well, see, Howard, if they watch you, do the urine thing, right?
Yeah.
How do girls do it?
I don't know.
Do they sit and watch them like...
Yeah, they have a gynecologist.
Glass booth.
Who knows? I don't know what they do. They watch the girl. They keep the stall open. They watch her squat.
Nobody could watch.
I want that job. Wait.
Next life you want
I was reading Penthouse magazine, and I swear to God, every letter is about chicks peeing. Unbelievable.
The forum?
Yeah, guys are like, thank you for bringing to light the pee community. Thanks you. And
pee community.
Yeah, and it's just like one letter after another about how peeing is so important.
I was upset with the tickle community. Yeah. Now you tell me this.
Yeah, right. And it's like, there's so many exercises a woman can do to control her bladder, and like there's also healthy things associated with being part of the peeing fetish. 10 times weirder than the tickle community. What?
Howard, I know how it works during the drug testing. If you're a woman, you just have a woman person go into the stall with you, and they watch it. So instead of a man goes, a woman goes.
Right. You know what? I think it'd be sexy to give a woman a urine test if she was a really hot chick.
Well, you love that candy commercial with what's her name?
Yeah, where
sitting on the toilet.
Jenny McCarthy sitting on a toilet naked with just candies on, the high heels. I think that is like the hottest thing I ever saw.
Oh, but I don't want to see a girl on the toilet though.
Yeah, but what if it was like let's say like Anne Marie came in here and said, Anne Marie, I need to watch you pee.
We got a toilet right there.
Wouldn't that be sexy? Her pulling up her clothes and like sitting there all demure and.
It would be until after you bang, and then I wouldn't want to see her do it anymore.
Yeah, well, this is before you bang. Stupid.
Yo, Howard, but when the guy would watch you do this, because I used to get tested for football all the time, it's like the most embarrassing thing, because if you can't go, all of a sudden the guy's like waiting for you. It's like,
the guy would stare at your ween?
Yeah, the guy, they look.
They look while you. I couldn't do it.
Like, who's the guy? Is he your coach? Or?
No. They have people from the
that?
They have people from the NCAA come in and your pants have to be down so they can see it.
It's
and
so
it's
silly.
a total stranger.
No wonder he's limp.
Can you imagine that? Like football's that important that they have to have guys come in and monitor your peeing?
Just imagine you get a job with the NCAA and they go, okay, we need you to go out and watch guys
pee. Oh.
And some of the guys couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it. I can't even go to a urinal most
But
times.
would you want that job?
So what happens when a guy can't do it?
You have to stay there, and you can't go to class. You have to stay there until you do it. They have all kinds of drinks and stuff.
Football players aren't big enough idiots. Now they're going to miss class because they can't pee.
You can't bring it back later because
No.
they have to see you do it.
Must have had a problem.
No, I wouldn't right away. I was like, because they tell you
all my classes.
No, they tell you not to take your morning number one.
Right.
As soon as you get up, don't do it. Come here and do it. And some guys would go up and they would go right in the shower. So then when they came in, they couldn't do it, and they'd have to wait all day. They come back in a couple hours later, some guys still be sitting on a couch. Like, dude, you can't do it yet?
What'd they do? Lay you down on a mattress and have you do it?
They want a urine
Yeah,
inspection.
they
and he
just
brought
said,
his sheets.
Casey, take a nap. You'll go.
This dude wet his bed. What?
I'm sleepy.
What the hell?
Imagine like Casey with his pants down around his ankles and like some guy like Casey yelling at you to pee.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to. There was one of the pictures last night looked like you, man.
Hampton.
Yeah. This is Casey.
That's what somebody said to me. If I'm like, who is that guy? And like some guy with a goatee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like you.
Have a nice ass, kid?
And muscular.
Who has a good ass?
Muscular. Was it muscular?
I don't know, but you know what? I noticed what you're saying about when you're watching it with broads. They say, they just want Jeter and the other guy, Justice, to get up, and they don't care about anything else.
Right. Because he's cute.
Right.
I like Scotty Brocious.
My wife likes Tino.
Tino has a funny shock of hair under that cap.
Yeah.
And who's that dude with the glasses?
With the big goggles?
Looks like a science teacher,
that's
you know?
Viscayano.
Put him in a lab coat.
Yeah, right.
What's his name?
Jose Viscayano.
Viscayano.
Nice ass.
Nice
Looks like he's going to take off.
Who do you think would win in a fight between Clemens and Piazza?
Clemens.
Yeah. I think he'd kick his ass. You're right.
Right.
Yeah, I think Piazza knows this.
You know what? Any guy who spends that much time on his facial hair like Piazza,
He ain't fighting.
he ain't fighting.
No.
He's like in the mirror shaving that pointy little mustache.
Yeah, what's up with that thing?
I don't know.
He lacks anger.
You
Yeah.
you were worth $100 million. You wouldn't fight either.
Yeah. When he's batting, he puts his mean face on, but it's a pretty wimpy mean face.
Well, that mustache though, that's like one of the Backstreet Boys with the hair.
It's a lot better now that it's his top isn't blonde.
Yeah.
That was a whole other thing.
He went blonde.
Oh yeah, just the top part, and then the sides were black, and then he had that thing going down. It was very Backstreet Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you saw the game on Saturday. Who was that dude who had like the shark's teeth around his?
Oh, that's
around his
Turk
neck?
Wendell. Yeah, Hookah beads.
What's wrong with that dude?
He hunts. He's a hunter.
I killed everything on my neck.
That is the teeth from his kills.
So do you wear that? Do you wear that while you pitch him? What's up?
Yeah, that's why he's screwed up so bad.
Yeah, he's very proud of his hunting.
And his other thing is when he finishes an inning and he goes off the field, he has to jump over the line. He can't step on the foul line. All those guys,
superstitious.
I think it's OCD.
Yeah, it is.
Very much so. Prevalent in baseball.
Clemens touches that thing on Babe Ruth's forehead or something like that before he pitches.
That's weird too. Did you ever see that?
No.
Out in center field in Yankee Stadium, behind the wall, are all the monuments for all the Yankees who are in the Hall of Fame. So every game before the game starts, Clemens goes and he rubs Babe Ruth's forehead on this copper statue.
And Jorge Posada rubs Thurman Munson's statue.
Yeah, I was like,
hey, rub this.
Right here. I was like, yo, who's Jorgie? Who's that? You know?
Jorge.
But it's Jorge.
Yeah, Jorge. Jorgie the catcher.
All right, Agbayani versus Clemens. Who wins in the fight?
Agbayani.
Yeah, Agbayani versus Clemens. Yeah, I go with Clemens.
You know why Agbayani's
Agbayani's kind of.
How about a tiger versus Clemens?
Tiger wins.
Tiger.
Tiger versus
a bear. A full-grown bear.
The bear wins. The bear definitely beats the tiger.
Who's better looking,
stronger?
Casey?
The tiger's faster.
Who's better looking, a tiger or Clemens?
I don't know about that, but
who's got the better edge?
All right, I was asking Rob, who's smarter, a dog or a horse?
Dog.
A dog. Dog. You know why I know that? See, horses aren't very bright, and dogs, like a black lab, like I have the intelligence level of a 3-year-old.
They have the intelligence level of KC.
They're both smarter than KC.
They can understand up to 400 words.
Which animal do you think is smarter, a cat or a dog?
Dog.
Dogs are smarter.
Dog.
You see Seeing Eye Cat?
Right.
If KC wins a race, do you think he knows it?
a lot of
Casey's into horse racing. He goes to he goes to OTB and stuff. And he's obsessed with horses. And his question is whether or not a horse knows it wins.
And they do know.
How would they know?
And I found out that horses can swim too.
Yeah, I told you that.
No, but now I was talking to a guy. Trainers actually use that technique to train them. Without doing, they stick the horse in the water and they have him swim for a workout.
But you know what, Howard? When you start to hang out at the races a lot, you start to develop an unnatural relationship with the horses. In the sense of you start to think about them and think of them as people. And I remember what was a horse? Remember there was a challenge race in the 70s, 2 horses, and one horse broke his leg and had to be put to death.
Yeah,
do you remember that? I remember grown men cried at OTB.
I don't know why a horse has to be put to death just because it breaks its leg.
Because it's what it does, and if it can't do it, it's sad.
No.
Give it to people who have a farm.
Back in the good old days, the horse couldn't heal because the horse would keep re-breaking his leg.
So what about now?
Now they can pin a horse.
Strap him up, right?
So there you go.
No way. Just a couple years ago, this horse broke its leg at Belmont. It was dangling off. They came in and killed it right there.
Wow, at Belmont.
How bad the break is.
You saw them do it at Belmont?
Yeah, they take a needle, they killed it right there and put it in a truck and sent it off.
Probably the horse you bet on.
Yeah, it probably was.
No kidding. They show that to the fans.
Yeah, it's terrible because kids are there and they're crying and stuff like that. So I try not even to look. It makes me feel bad.
Kids are at the track?
Yeah. It's family day. Lose your money with your whole family.
Oh, they used to shoot him right in the head right on the track.
Yeah.
I got a great one for you, Howard.
That's cold. I don't get that.
A guy has a fence, and a deer crawls under the fence, and he got stuck in, and he was all embedded in, and he was sick and dying and everything. So the guy calls the cops. Cop comes over, shoots the deer in the head. The guy goes, "What do I do now?" And he goes, "I don't know. Call animal control." So he got this dead deer stuck under his fence.
Oh.
No bags.
Why do they do that with old people? They get caught somewhere.
You can't kill those old people.
No, old people are somehow different.
Hey, Howard, there's a horse named Baba Booey, and it's awesome.
Yeah,
is it a good
my dad pointed that out to me. He bet it a couple of times. It did okay.
Yeah.
Smaller teeth than Gary.
Really? It does have smaller teeth? That's crazy.
John, you're always right up there. What are you taking over for Jackie?
Smaller teeth.
I don't think anybody had to write that.
Go ahead, Scott.
I used to work at a racetrack, and I once saw them.
Isn't that great? My director used to work at a racetrack.
But then he got
college.
You ever do anything artistic?
I was in college.
Yeah, go ahead.
Anyway, so on the backstretch, the horse had broken his leg.
What's so funny?
Music, whatever you talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
The horse broke his leg, so right there they had to, they inject the horse. The horse didn't make it into the trailer, started quivering around on the track right there, and died. They drug it around to the other tower and just left him there overnight.
Drug it?
Goodness.
They drug it around?
I don't know.
I think everybody knew that word north of the Mason-Dixon line.
They drug it.
All right, what'd they do?
They drugged it.
They pulled it.
They dragged it.
We drug it over there.
They dragged it.
Turned into Vittles.
How you hear that?
Looks like you bet on that race and lost your hair. Good, what? Yeah.
Scott's having a kid, and and I said, "Oh, I can't wait to hang out with the kid. I'm going to teach him about homosexuality. Teach him how it's all right." And Scott freaked out of me. I'll kick your ass.
That'd be great if your son was gay.
He already is.
Everybody's hoping it.
I know. That's going to be so good.
Your daughter's a lesbian.
What's the big deal?
I have no problem with it.
Care at all.
No problem. Wouldn't even care.
All right. Well,
Swear to you. Be happier.
What's the big deal?
Be happier.
Would you disown your son if he's gay?
Yes.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
No. Would I?
You said you wouldn't talk to him.
He couldn't bring his life.
What would you do?
Right?
He would just ignore.
I wouldn't want to be, subjected to that at the dinner table. I wouldn't want to be eating.
I don't care if it's Christmas. Get out, you quit. 25.
Well, let me understand something. Seriously, you're having a son, right? You know that.
Yeah.
All right. Would you have amniocentesis?
No, we had the ultrasound.
And you saw the peni?
Yeah.
All right.
There it is.
Yeah, we seen it. We drug it right out.
There it is.
You know what? I don't have an accent, so where is that?
We ought to get his son like all pink gifts.
Leave my son alone.
Give him a dress.
Yeah, give him a dress. Dress him in a dress.
Good, I'll return them.
Cooking kid.
Well, you know what? He's going to be so male, pushing him to be male. Maybe the kid's going to rebel.
Right.
I think the kid's going to be great.
I think he's going to be both.
That's another funny conversation I had with Scott when he got here. He didn't either he didn't think he was going bald or he was just in heavy denial.
Yeah.
And he told me that this show sort of smacked him into reality. He really didn't think, and he said that you guys kept saying stuff, and he went and looked in the mirror and sort of realized it.
But I had when I lived in California, I had
You didn't know you were going bald?
He has hair painted on the mirror.
Not as bald as we were saying.
Yeah, it was a time where people are telling you. So my roommate in in California kept saying, you know, what the hell's going on? There's all this hair in the bottom of the tub. And I had no idea.
No idea.
That proved it.
Well, I have tons of hair that comes out all the time.
Yeah.
But it just grows back.
So you got one thing on it.
Yeah. And that's the only thing.
But if you look at a picture of Scott when he got here, you know, like when you're with someone every day, it's gradual. You don't notice it. He had a lot more hair, Howard.
Yeah, he did. He did.
But that's all right.
Good luck
all right. So good luck with your son.
Good
Yeah,
luck
get back to
with
gay son. So if your son comes out gay,
come out gay.
well, they say it's genetic.
When will I find that out about when he's what?
Probably 5, you'll know.
16 or-
Start playing with dolls. You'll know right away. They start playing with dolls and everything.
Some kids it takes till 10, like that kid from Growing Pains or whatever that show was. That was like, or Who's the Boss?
Right.
It was like about 2 years old.
I know guys.
Your sons, you won't care at all, Gary?
You know what? I've had this conversation before. I would hope that my son wasn't gay for one reason only. I don't really care about the lifestyle or anything. I just think it makes it a more difficult life because of people like you.
If it were for you, it would be okay with
No, I think it's a tougher life, but I don't care. I really don't.
You don't want a
You
son
would
who's-
certainly love your child.
Wait, so you don't think that sons?
Say what you're going to say.
Yeah.
Go ahead, finish what
You
you're
don't think
going to say.
What are you going to say? What?
You know, I was talking about sports and stuff.
But you don't think there are gay men in
I know, here you
football
go.
or baseball?
Not flamboyant gay guys.
Say that.
You know?
What are you going to name your son? Bruce or Lance?
We're going through the whole.
What's the name?
A couple of names we're thinking about.
Scott D. Pace Jr.?
We're gonna do that.
What are you going to do?
Well, I don't want to say what we're thinking of yet.
Why?
Because we're not sure.
Oh, no.
What names are you thinking of?
Say the names that you would tell me. Come
Lance?
What did I tell you?
Anthony.
Clark.
Anthony.
Clark's a gay name, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
See, that's exactly why I'm not telling
Clark,
you.
what are you doing with that Lincoln log?
If you saw Clark, let me ask you something. If you saw Clark,
I think it's a good name, but Clark Griswold ruined it.
who?
Clark
Griswold.
Which is from
Vacation.
Let me. Clark is strike one. This is good. If you saw Clark like playing with dolls, would you like immediately freak out and tell him not to?
Take him away.
No, of
hide
course
him.
not.
When he started playing with like a Barbie doll.
Anything to do. I don't think you're.
What if he started playing with a Barbie doll?
Howard, he'd cut his hands off.
I know.
Or if you
you
walked in
started- I
and he
think it
was
would, you know-
playing dress up
Hold
in his
it.
mommy's
think anything of it.
What if he put on panties, mommy's panties?
Secretly think, yeah, it's a pretty bad
No,
sign.
here's a legitimate one. This is one that my wife and I went through. You have your choice. When your kid's about 3 years old, you buy him this little activity set. You can buy him a tool workshop, or you can buy him a kitchen. Does it matter?
Of course.
Does it matter?
I mean, why would I buy
Dude,
a kid a kitchen?
you buy a tool workshop. Yeah, even I know that. I would buy a tool
What if
workshop.
you see your son playing in mommy's makeup, putting on
toenail polish.
When he's a kid, I wouldn't
Making his
care.
feet pretty. You wouldn't?
If he's 7 or 8, then I
Would you tell him, listen, I don't know if that's right?
Hey, men don't do
Yeah,
that.
I probably would.
Daddy don't do that.
Well, the first strike is you name the kid Clark, and the second strike is you're like the dad in American Beauty. All you do is go screaming about homos and everything, and you end up making the kid gay.
Hey, I realize how late it is. I got to take a break. No, do I have to take a break?
Yeah.
I do, and then we'll do some news.
Oh, wait, Howard, can I say one more thing?
No.
No.
What about horses?
We'll be back right after these words. Lots of bad music coming out around the Mets and the Yankees. Just got this one at the station.
Subway Series gonna rock this town. Mets and Yankees fighting for the crown. Subway Series, it's a dream come true. Yankees and the Mets, New York, New York. Everybody's really proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, really proud of you. Get your token for the train.
I think this is on Jackie's label.
Oh, please.
Oh, please. You're on your label.
I think you know.
What else is new? All right, what else is in the news, Robin?
Well, of course.
Besides Jackie.
Subway Series, as you bring up. Today's the day off for both of the players as they anticipate going over to Shea Stadium. But last night was Game 2. The Yankees taking a 2-game lead.
Which I knew was going to happen.
In the
Which
series.
I already knew.
I wish I could speak to some intelligent people who could understand what I'm talking about sometimes. Because that is not what I said.
I knew the winner would be.
I said the Yankees are expected to win. That's not me saying I think they're going to win. So anyway, let's go on. I'm Robin. Here is Roger Clemens.
Howard, I'm going to think about this for the rest of the day. Say Roger Clemens is fighting a bear, but Roger Clemens got a spear.
Oh, Roger Clemens would win.
You think he's going to win?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I think, too.
I think Clemens could beat up a bear.
He would think that all. I think about that all day.
Yeah.
I don't think you're right.
I can't get this out of my mind.
Once he stuck the spear in the bear wouldn't be dead yet, and the bear would be able to keep coming at him, and he wouldn't have anything else to use.
Well, go out there and talk to Casey. You could argue
You
it
talk
out.
to Casey.
You could poke him in the eyes.
If you stab the bear, you think the nose...
You know, if you put it in the middle of the skull, right where his brain is.
He could go for the heart.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's Roger Clemens, who caused a little controversy last night by throwing a bat in the path of...
That was the best part of the game.
So here he is, number 5, saying he didn't do it on purpose.
There was no intent. I'm not going to talk.
You know, I was thinking it makes the game better. They should include that. Like, that should be a rule. Like, the pitcher can, at any time when a bat is broken, throw the bat at the runner.
Well, you know, back in the good old days when pitchers used to bean runners, runners would throw the bat sometimes.
Right.
I mean, batters would throw the bat sometimes, and they outlawed that. You can't throw a bat.
There was no intent there. My emotions, like I said, I was running extremely high. I went in and really, really had to calm down. I mean, I was just extremely fired up.
I was just high.
Was on PCP.
So he claims that it was not intentional. He didn't understand what the big deal was.
No. Throw a bat at him. We'll see what happens.
So there, all you people can just calm down. Calm the frig down. Here's Joe Torre, who talked about Roger Clemens, number 14.
Number 14.
He got upset because all they asked him about was Roger Clemens.
I just felt very comfortable watching him pitch. You know, first inning again. And I think first couple innings for a lot of pitchers, they try to settle in, get used to the mound. But, I mean, this is right up there. You know, 1 or 2 great pitch games.
So, aside from the bat, he was pitching a great game.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Piazza on the incident, number 15.
You know, what did he have to say? You know, that's what I'm waiting to hear from.
When I started slowly jogging down the line, because, again, I really was I had no idea where the ball was. And then, again, when he threw the bat, I basically, after that, just walked out to see what his problem was. I started asking him, and he really had no response. So I was, you know, like taken back. It was bizarre. It was bizarre.
You know, what's your problem? I don't know. What's yours? I just wanted to see his problem. What are you, a psychiatrist?
I was very concerned.
We got to get Piazza on the show.
Yeah, somebody's got to light a fire under him. He's never going to win with that attitude. Here's Bobby Valentine on the incident.
Bobby V. What number?
16.
Okay.
We're a little frustrated. Roger threw the ball really well tonight. We didn't hit him. All we want to do is win this game. That was another crazy situation that happens. It seems like it happens with New York teams.
Okay, he doesn't
Another guy.
what's going on and what to do. They don't get real upset when guys throw bats at them. I say, you know, do it more often then. So anyway. Oh, be quiet, you drunken idiot. Oh, and we never talked about the whole group of celebrities that have been going to the baseball games. And I wanted to tell you, the consensus is that they appreciate you, the fans, for not being one of those celebrities.
Yeah, because I don't think it's right.
Up at the games in the World Series.
Yeah, it takes a good seat away from a fan. Although
I was over at Merge the other day, and everybody was saying, "Yeah, Howard's great for not being one of those guys."
Yeah, one of them big ass douchebags. Jack Nicholson, does this guy work anywhere? Or does he just go to games?
No, I think that's what he does now. Is he appears at sporting events.
Yeah, it's a good career. I want that career. John McEnroe was there, but he's a sports fan. Patty Smythe, who we don't hear from anymore.
You know what? It's very funny because they don't even know Patty Smythe. So when they're going around and they're showing you the celebrities, they go, there's John McEnroe. And Patty's sitting right there next to him. They don't even know her. So he's much more famous than she is.
I like to see the people in the stand. I would put her on camera.
But she was on camera. They don't identify
They don't acknowledge
They
her.
don't know her.
Billy Joel was there.
Billy Joel sang the national anthem a cappella for the first game.
You know, they got to do away with that national anthem.
Yeah, what is it about?
Why there? It's so random. It started during World War II. I told you the story of that. They used to sing the national anthem. But after the war, they could have ended
Yeah,
it.
it's a patriotic kind of thing.
Where else do you go? They sing the national anthem. You know? Callista Flockhart was there. She's at every big game. She only goes to the big games.
Well, it's a Fox series, you know, and so they're promoting their shows, so they have Callista Flockhart on. So
Messier was there. They were showing him like crazy. Messier.
Yeah, Mark Messier from the Rangers.
Billy Crystal. Matthew Broderick and Sarah Jessica Parker. I think they're another couple that just go everywhere.
They've been to both games, so.
Yeah. Puffy, of course, was there. Puffy and Jennifer.
Jennifer Lopez, yes, of course.
Yo.
Jesse Jackson.
I'm
Yo.
It was Jesse Jackson. How do you get tickets?
Yo.
Yeah, how does he make a living? How does he get tickets?
And then yesterday they announced they didn't show. I think Penny Marshall was at the game.
I mean, I think Jesse Jackson snuck in.
Yeah, I don't know if he had seats.